From Hollywood, it's time now for...
Johnny Dollar.
George Reed here.
Huh? Hey, now listen, George. If Floyd's of England keeps handing me cases, how can I work for the other insurance companies?
Well, what I'm calling about this time isn't really a case.
So what, as long as the company pays my expense account and maybe a nice little fee to boot?
Fee?
Sure.
Well, I'm not even certain you'll need an expense account.
Oh, then now, wait a minute.
Johnny, I think you'd better come over here to my office so that we can talk about this.
Well, I don't want to sound chintzy, George, but a cab to your place will cost me over $1.
Oh, well, that can go on the expense account, of course.
Good. Then as long as we've established the expense account for this thing, whatever it is, I'll see you in a few minutes.
Well, now, there's no hurry, Johnny, so just take your time.
Huh?
I said take your time about getting here.
Yeah? I'll be right over.
Bob Bailey in the intriguing adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
And now, Act One of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Floyd's of England, North American Office, Hartford, Connecticut. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the cautious celibate matter. Wait a minute. Over the phone, George Reed did not tell me what he wanted me for. Also, he very plainly said not to hurry. Item one, $1.20. No, make it $1.50 for a taxi down to his office.
Go right in, Mr. Dollar. Mr. Reed's expecting you.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, come in, Johnny.
Yeah.
As I tried to tell you on the phone, there was no reason to rush over.
Oh, yeah, I got the message, George. That's why I did rush.
Oh, well, sit down.
Sure. Well?
Cigarette?
No, thanks. I'll smoke one of my own.
Oh, sure. But here, let me give you a light.
Okay.
Funny, I filled this thing just this morning.
Here, give it to me.
Oh, that's all right. I'm sure I can make it work.
Well, what is this, George? Some kind of a stall? Oh, here, give me.
Well...
As for me, I don't think you were trying.
I guess I didn't flick it hard enough.
Yeah. Now, what's on your mind?
Well, you got back from that assignment out in Oklahoma sooner than I expected, from that town with the unlikely name of Bum Spung.
Well, it's really the name of Durango Laramie Dalhart's ranch. Crazy old character, but I like it.
Bum Spung. Now, what can a name like that possibly mean?
Are you kidding? You told me yourself the other day, just before I went out there.
Oh? Did I?
Well, of course you did. It's an old Indian name. Means bum, means bad spring, bad water.
Oh, of course. You, cleaned up everything out there?
What's the matter with you, George? Didn't you read the report I handed in with my expense account?
Well, I sort of glanced over it, but you're coming back so soon, and with Durango's pretty niece out there, Carol Dalhart.
Oh? What about Carol?
Didn't I, kind of get the impression that Durango would like to have you marry her?
Well, you should have. Every time I get within spitting distance of Oklahoma, I expect him to shove a shotgun at my back, and, well, that's why I left there in such a hurry.
Oh?
Sure, right after settling that insurance matter. Only it was for Durango's old pal, Sidewinder Wilson. Another character.
Yes, Durango was here in Hartford, but Carol was there, wasn't she?
Yeah, she certainly was. And, George, I'd love to have stuck around a while, to be with her.
Mm.
But when I got word that Durango was about to get back there, that he was bringing along a preacher, oh, brother, I took off.
Why, Johnny?
Why? Well, let's face it, George. I'm afraid I'm a confirmed celibate.
Well, at least you say you are. But, aren't you rather fond of Carol Dalhart?
Well, I've told you, she's a living doll. She's tall, dark, and very beautiful. She's intelligent. She has a lot of spark, a lot of spunk, too, and a wonderful sense of humor.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, to put it bluntly, Carol has everything. Everything a man could possibly want. And, George, when I take that gal in my arms...
Why don't you marry her, Johnny? Confirmed bachelor, eh? You don't sound like it.
No. Sometimes when I think about her, I don't feel like it.
Well, then?
No. Let's stop talking about it.
Why?
Because, George, I'm not marrying. Not Carol or anyone else. At least, not right now.
Someday, perhaps?
Not now.
Best years of your life, Johnny. And with someone like her.
George, I've made up my mind about this whole thing, and that's that.
Yes, but I'll bet if she were to walk in here suddenly...
I said, cut it out, please. And listen, what difference does it make to you? What business is it of yours?
Well, of course, it wouldn't hurt me a bit from the standpoint of client relationship.
Huh?
And after all, Durango is a mighty good client.
You mean to say you've been giving me this big marriage build-up just... George, so help me, I ought to wring your neck.
Oh, well, now, Johnny...
But come on now, you've been stalling around long enough.
Stalling?
Yes, stalling. Now, what did you want to see me about?
Well, actually, it's about Durango. Johnny, he asked me to have you come here.
What for?
And to keep you here.
What?
Yes, until he can arrive.
You mean Durango's on his way here?
Well, he thought of asking you to fly out to Bum's Bung again, but he was afraid you wouldn't.
George, can't you see what this means? Can't you see why he's coming here? And probably with that shotgun I mentioned.
Oh, now, Johnny.
No, sir, George. When old Durango gets here, you tell him...
Hi there,
Huh?
Reuben. Where is he?
Durango.
Ain't that Johnny Dollar got here yet?
Wait, the fire escape.
What did you say?
Oh, yes. Well, then I'll go right in.
Johnny, wait!
Tell him I left town.
No, wait, listen!
Well, where is he?
Durango.
Hi there, Georgie. Where's he at?
The window.
You mean went out the window?
Yes.
Dollar! Johnny! You come back here, Johnny! You hear me? I said come back here!
And now, Act Two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar and the Cautious Celibate.
Get to my apartment. Because Durango's presence in Hartford can mean only one thing. Yes, sir. He was still obsessed with the idea that I should marry his niece, Carol Delhart. Sure, I care a lot for Carol. Maybe even love her, I don't know. And I know that she likes me a lot. But I also know that neither of us is going to be railroaded into marriage by old Durango. Yet there couldn't be any other reason for his coming here. So I dragged out a couple of handbags and proceeded to pack them well. Then item 3, another dime for a phone call.
George Reed here.
So what happened, George? The cops haul him off and throw him into the clink?
Durango?
Who else?
Johnny, this man is unbelievable. It's fantastic.
Huh?
I don't know how he worked it, how much it cost him. And, of course, as always, he came here loaded with money. Thousands, Johnny.
Yeah? Well?
But the police didn't even take those 6 guns away from him.
Oh, brother, all the more reason why I'm getting out of here.
Yes, Durango still thinks he's living in the old days of the wild and woolly West when the only... What? You're leaving?
Oh, you bet your life I am, and I'm putting all the costs of transportation on expense account.
Well, now listen.
After all, it was you who got me into this whole thing.
Listen to me. Where are you going?
What do you think I tell you? You're in cahoots with this wild old man, this trying to get me to marry his niece.
But, Johnny, if you and Carol love each other...
So what? Do you think we want him to force us into it?
Oh, well, now, look. Suppose we...
Yeah? Oh, come on, George, I'm in a hurry. George!
Are you in your apartment, Johnny?
That's right, but not for any longer than... Why do you ask that?
You stay right there, Johnny.
Durango.
You just stay right there. I'm coming right over. I gotta talk to you, young feller, and that ain't all. You hear me, Johnny?
California, here I come. Thanks to the late hour, I was able to get a plane without any trouble, though I half expected to see Durango come tearing out to the field with those crazy 6 guns blazing before we took off. Incidentally, I used the name of Bailey when I grabbed my ticket, just in case. Oh, and incidentally, George, item 4 is a $146.85 ticket to Los Angeles. It's on my American Express credit card, but believe me, brother, I'm collecting from you. You may have to pay for a lot of travel before I'm through with this thing.
This is the pilot speaking. We'll be landing in Chicago in about 10 minutes. Weather is clear, the moon is bright, and ground temperature is 52 degrees.
Is there a Mr. Johnny Dollar on board? A Mr. Johnny Dollar. I don't have him listed among the passengers, but is there a Mr. Johnny Dollar on board?
Stewardess.
Yes, Mr. Bailey, isn't it?
This Johnny Dollar you're asking for, a friend of mine. I guess he missed the flight.
Yes, I guess he must have.
Anything important for him?
Well, just a radio message.
Well, as I say, I'm a good friend of his, so why don't you let me see that message, and perhaps I can, well, you know.
Oh, no, sir. I'm terribly sorry, but that would be against regulation.
Well, what if it's anything important?
I'm sorry, but thank you just the same. Fasten your seatbelt, please.
Yeah, sure. When we landed in Chicago, I was tempted to grab a telephone, call George Reed, and ask him if Durango had given up the chase. For I knew that by now George must have realized he'd have to be on my side in this whole silly business. But during the stopover, I didn't even risk leaving the plane. Finally, we took off again, and I managed to sleep for a while. But all I could dream about was Durango chasing me. Through streets and alleys, across the plains, on foot, on horseback, in a car, a boat, a train, and all the time firing those handguns at me. Wild, fantastic dreams. By the time we got to Los Angeles, I was a physical, mental wreck. But I knew that for the time being, at least, I was clear of Durango. So, after picking up my bags, I elbowed my way through the crowd to the taxi stand. Excuse me, please. Pardon me, ma'am. Sorry. Thank you. Taxi! Taxi! Hey, taxi!
Here you are, Johnny. I hired this here now fancy limousine for you and me.
Huh?
Say, you ought to took one of them new jet flights like I done.
Durango.
Would have got you here a lot quicker.
Durango, listen.
Well, Sir Johnny, I finally catched up with you, didn't I?
Durango.
Well, Sir Johnny, I finally catched up with you, didn't I?
Yeah, I guess you did.
Well, you're the slipperiest young maverick I ever did see. Now, heist yourself up in this here now fancy limousine that I hired for you.
Okay, Durango, whatever. Huh?
Huh? What's the matter?
Look, that man.
Where?
The other side of your car. Hasn't he got a gun there?
Well, I have, so I'll soon find out. You wait here, Johnny.
Oh, sure. I dropped my bags and tore back onto the passenger ramp. By jumping over a fence, I was able to climb on board an airliner that was about to leave. By flashing my credentials at the stewardess, I kept her from throwing me off, and in a couple of minutes we were in the air. Yes, sir, and headed for Portland, Oregon. The plane fare is item 5, 5620. And to prove I'm not kidding about the company paying my expenses on this wild trip, item 6 is $400 and a quarter for my 2 leather handbags and all the clothes I'd packed in them. So what happened at Portland? You won't believe it. But Durango was there and waiting for me. Sure, he chartered a plane, and because of the stops that my flight made along the way, he got there first. But I saw him in time.
Johnny, here I am! Over here, Johnny!
By jumping another fence and doing 100 yards in something like 9 seconds flat, I managed to find a taxi stand. Item 7, $35 for a wild ride through the streets of Portland, because I knew that somewhere in back of us, Durango was in hot pursuit. We finally ended up at a private airstrip out north of town. Item 8, $200 for the plane I chartered. And I told the pilot just to go anywhere. But according to regulations, he had to report his course and destination. So I knew that sooner or later, Durango, who's nobody's fool, and more important with all his money, would be on my tail again. I racked my brain trying to figure out some way, trying to think of someone who could possibly... Yeah, someone. And then it occurred to me. There was someone. Sure, of course. The one person in the world who was in the same spot I was. Sure, it could be like walking into a lion's den. But item 9, a total of $114. Plane, bus, train, and rental car. First to Enid, Oklahoma, then north to the broken-down little ranch at Bum Spong. And yep, Carol was there. That lovely, loving Carol. Oh, easy, gal, easy.
You don't like to be kissed.
Oh, I do.
Johnny.
Well, I love it, honey, and you'd know it. But listen, has Durango been here?
Oh, Johnny, I don't know where that old goot went.
Yeah, well, I do. He went to Hartford.
Hartford?
Yeah, Hartford, gunning for me. That crazy old man is so set on having us get married, Carol.
Well, sure he is, but to go all the way to... Well, now, that's just carrying things too far.
Yeah, I think so, too.
I mean, if he thinks that by waving a 6-gun around... Listen, Johnny Dollar, I'm real gone on you. You know that.
Well, yeah, and I think you know how I feel about
But that
you.
doesn't mean that just because old Durango wants it that way, we've got to get hitched up together.
No.
At least not right away. So if he thinks he can shotgun you and me and...
Oh, no.
Durango!
I know he'd be coming back to you, Carol, so now we really celebrate.
Durango, you crazy coyote! Now, Durango, you stop that. You put down that gun and listen to me.
Well, he's going to marry you, ain't he? Well, ain't he?
No, Durango.
No?
No, at least... Well, not now. And in spite of the way you've chased me all the way across the country.
Yes, Durango.
Well, sure I chased you, but not on account of Carol, Johnny.
Huh?
Well, sure. I hope all the time that sometime you and her will get married up together.
Well, then?
But I give up trying to force you kids doing it.
Huh?
Well, I just figure when you're ready, well, then you will.
But going to Hartford and chasing me that way.
Huh? Oh, that.
Yeah, that.
Well, that wasn't nothing, Johnny. It's just that when you was out here last week and you kept my old pal Sidewinder Wilson from getting murdered... you know, Sidewinder's my oldest pal, Johnny, my best friend.
Yeah, that's true, Johnny.
And when you passed on the word that he was the one that found out about that killer, well, Johnny, well, you know now, he's the new chief of police down there at Fairweather.
Yeah, well, bully for him, but I still don't see...
So you being so good to him, I just wanted you to know I appreciate it. So, what I went to Hartford for was to give you this.
Holy...
Some of them's a bit dirty, crumpled up, and got some... But when I counted right, there ought to be $10,000. There you are.
Gee, Durango.
Well, Durango, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, you don't have to say nothing, Johnny. Just enjoy it. But are you sure you wouldn't like me to have the preacher come up from Enid and no, I guess not. But God bless you anyhow, boy.
This time I did stay over for a couple of days. Yeah, and if I ever do take the leap... The expense account? Well, George, I'll still argue with you about it, but that's all. And the total, $1,053.45. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Here's our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, a string of holdups, and behind them all is... Well, why don't you listen, find out for yourself. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Virginia Gregg, Gene Tatum, John McIntyre, and G. Stanley Jones. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Dan Cubberly speaking.
See How He Runs on Suspense is next on the CBS Radio Network.
From Hollywood, it's time now for...
Johnny Dollar.
Johnny, this is Ed Barrett at Tri-State Life and Casualty in New York.
Oh, hi, Ed. How are you?
A little sick at the moment.
Oh, what's the matter?
I was planning to go up to the fishing lodge of a friend of mine over the weekend, Tommy Hargrave.
Oh, but now you've had to call it off, and brother, I know exactly how you feel.
No, Johnny, I don't think you do.
Look, Ed, I'm a fisherman myself, and when something interferes with going... What was that?
I just received word that Tommy had a car accident up there. Car rolled over on him. He was killed instantly.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ed.
Yeah. And company policy being what it is, since he carried $70,000 in insurance, double indemnity, since there was an accident involved, well, I got to order the usual investigation.
Yeah, sure, I see. Who's the beneficiary?
His wife, Mary.
They get along all right?
No, as a matter of fact, Now, look, Johnny, don't get any crazy ideas. Just go on up there and help her all you can.
Oh, sure. Where, Ed?
The place is called Shadow Hill, near the little town of Bethel.
New York?
Yeah, up in Sullivan County. The police department is a man named Skinner.
Police? If everything's okay?
It was Skinner who called me, that's all.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Ed, I'm on my way. And if I dig up anything...
Johnny, I assure you that everything's all right about this one.
Oh, sure.
You say that as though you don't believe it.
Well, just my suspicious mind showing, I guess. Forget it.
Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Tri-State Life and Casualty Insurance Company, New York, New York. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the gruesome spectacle matter. Expense account item 1, $620, fare and incidentals, Hartford to New York. Item 2, $50 deposit on a rental car. I swung north, crossed the George Washington Bridge, then picked up Highway 17 through Goshen with its famous racetrack, through the summer resort town of Monticello, then past White Lake, a good fishing spot, to the little town of Bethel. It really isn't much more than a crossroads, a couple of filling stations, a general store and post office, and Emmer's Hotel, where I park my bags. Shadow Hill, however, turned out to be a beautiful summer lodge sitting high above the edge of a nearby private lake. From the highway, I could see the narrow winding road that led from the lodge down to the lake shore. I could also see the spot where a car had apparently taken a corner too quickly, skidded, and rolled over to where it lay on its side. Then, shortly after pulling off the highway, I could see something else. Another car, just short of where the accident had occurred. It was half hidden in a clump of trees that bordered the road. And as I slowly pulled up to it, a man suddenly jumped out and leveled an old .30-30 rifle at me.
Stop right there. Don't come any closer.
Oh, well, now, just a minute, mister.
Who are you? What are you doing around here? Stranger, huh?
Yeah, I guess you'd call me a stranger, but look,
Then maybe you're the stranger I'm looking for. Get out of that car with your hands up over your head. And don't try no funny business.
Hey, what is this, a holdup?
Do like I tell you to. And be quick about it.
Okay, whatever you say.
Come on.
I can't seem to... This door doesn't seem to want to...
You trying to pull some trick?
No,
Open that door.
Well, it's stuck. I can't...
Well, here. I'll do it. Now then.
Thanks. Yeah, now I'll take that gun.
Oh, no, you won't.
All right.
Now.
All right, up on your feet.
Now, just a minute, son.
Turn around. Go on, turn around.
You just look here, son.
You just take it easy, old man, and remember I have the gun now.
I'll lock you up for this. That's what I'll do.
You what?
Yes, sir. Interfering with the law this way.
The law? You?
That's right. See? Here's my badge. See?
Oh, okay then. Look, Mr. Skinner.
You look, you... Hey, how'd you know my name?
You are Mr. Skinner, aren't you?
Well, sure I am. Amos Skinner. Only it's Chief Skinner to you. Police Chief Skinner. And if you think you're going to get away with this, you... What's your idea?
Oh, Chief, it looks like you're just the man I came to see.
Huh?
Only, maybe you'd better have your gun back. Here.
Well, all right. All right, now, you just put your hands up and... Say, now, just a doggone minute. Who are you?
Johnny Dollar.
Johnny Dollar? That what you said?
That's right.
The Johnny Dollar?
I'm an insurance investigator.
Well, praise be to Betsy. Well, I might have known there was someone like you, the way you outsmarted me. banging the car door against me that way.
Oh, I'm sorry about that, Chief.
Well, Johnny, I'm real proud to meet you. And believe me, son, I'm just mighty glad you're here.
Oh? Why do you say that?
Just you look here, Johnny, over the edge of this road. Look. You see it down there? That car?
Is that the car in which Mr. Thomas Hargrave was killed?
Oh, you know about that?
That's what I came here to investigate.
Well, all right then. Now, you listen here to me, Johnny.
Well?
I'm the one that telephoned down to Mr. Hargrave's insurance company down to New York.
So I understood.
I did it as a favor to Mary. That's his wife. On account of she was so broke up and all. Never did like her, but she was pretty upset.
Very considerate of you, Chief.
And I told the insurance company just what I told everybody else. That Tommy Hargrave took this turn in the road too fast. Now, you see the turn right above here?
Yeah, that's a sharp one.
Well, he took this turn too fast and skidded off the side, and the car went over and pinned him underneath it, and that was that. Killed him.
Well?
Well, all right. Now, Johnny, I just come over here from old Doc Walton's. It was down to Doc that I took Tommy's body yesterday just after it happened. And you know why I come back here?
Well, I can think of one good reason.
Yeah.
From something you just told me.
Yeah.
And from what I can see of the car down there.
Yeah, well, it was because I suddenly started thinking, how could a man who knows this road so well ever make the mistake of... Hey, what were you going to say?
Well, Chief, that car was coming down the road, down from the lodge, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
That means he made a left-hand turn right here.
Correct. The car went off the road, fell on its side, and leaned right where you landed, right where you see it, right on top of Tommy Hargrave.
That car is a sedan.
Yeah, that's right.
And even from here, I can see that the windows are all closed, except for the one next to the driver's seat.
Correct. But now...
And it's obvious it didn't roll completely over.
No, sir. It just flipped over on its side and slid down there.
And yet you say that Tommy Hargrave's body was under it.
That's right. Under the right side of the car where we practically had to dig it up. Hey?
Uh-huh. Can you tell me how he could have fallen under that side of the car, windows closed?
Johnny.
Yeah.
Tommy was murdered. That's what. And the car pushed over on him to make it look like an accident. And Johnny, you proved it.
A couple of other things we've got to prove, Chief.
Hey? Like what?
Who murdered him? And why?
Act two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
Our flag now numbers 50 stars, and behind each star there stands yet another flag, representing one of the 50 states. Rhode Island's state flag is white with an anchor, first used as a colony symbol in 1647. The motto Hope was added in 1664, when the government was organized under a charter from King Charles II. A circle of 13 gold stars were added for the original 13 colonies. This is the flag of a unique colony and state, which carried out a most noble experiment in freedom. The Royal Charter of 1663 reads, "To hold forth a lively experiment, that a most flourishing state may stand and best be maintained with full liberty and religious concernments." Rhode Island's state flag, the flag of the 13th state to enter the Union, was adopted on May 19th, 1897.
And now, Act two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the gruesome spectacle matter.
All right, Chief, tell me this. When and how did you learn of this so-called accident that killed Tommy Hargrave?
Well, from Mary, his wife.
Oh?
It was like this, Johnny. I was sitting down at Bob and Ernie's and...
Who are Bob and Ernie?
Well, they run that mobile gas station down the highway you pass on the way.
Oh, go on.
Well, we were just sitting there talking about the Hamiltonian and all the money...
What do you mean, the Hamiltonian?
Well, you know, the big harness race they run down to Goshen every year.
Oh, yeah.
Why, it's world famous. Bigger than the Kentucky Derby.
Yes, I know. Go on.
Well, we was talking about how much money Barney Marson has made taking bets on those races, and we...
Oh, Chief. You mean you have a bookie here in Bethel?
Well, now, Johnny.
And that you, as chief of police, condone such goings-on?
Well, now, we...
Oh, I'm surprised at you, Chief.
Oh, well, it's just a little sort of harmless betting is all.
Oh, sure.
Every man's entitled to a little... Well, you know how it is.
Yeah, I sure do. Now, let's get back to the subject.
Yeah, sure. Well, like I say, we was sitting there talking, and we seen Mary Hargrave driving by on her way back from New York, where she'd gone to do some shopping that day.
She wasn't here when it happened?
Well, no, sir. She couldn't have been.
You're sure?
Well, like I told you, she was in New York. Anyhow, she drove on up here, saw what had happened, and drove right back to tell us at the gas station. We came up here, dug Tommy's body out from under, took it down to Doc Walton's office, and that was it.
How carefully have you inspected that car down there?
Well, that's what I was about to do when you come.
All right, come on. Let's take a look at it.
Well, sure.
Have you any way of proving Mary Hargrave was actually in New York?
Well, no, I guess not.
Hey, look here, Chief.
Huh?
Keys are still in the ignition, but the ignition's turned off.
You're right, Johnny. You're right. This car wasn't rid over the side of the road. It was pushed.
Here, let's see if we can get this door open.
Yeah, I'll give you...
Now, let's see if some of this... Yeah, very good.
Well, what are you doing with that handful of dust?
Well, it's not very professional, but some of this fine dust ought to bring out any fingerprints on the steering wheel, and we'll be...
Yeah. No prints there that I can see.
No, you're right. Chief, this wheel has been carefully wiped off. So whoever did it...
Huh? What'd you find?
Did Tommy Hargrave wear glasses, spectacles?
Tommy? No, sir. What?
Come on, Chief. First thing I want is a look at his body. Doc Walton's just say...
That's right.
Then let's go.
Well, as a matter of fact, it was I who suggested to Amos, to Chief Skinner, I should say, that he go back and have another look at that car, Mr. Dollar.
Just why, Dr. Walton?
Because a couple of things about this body made me wonder. Look here, the way the clothes are torn, as though he'd had some kind of a struggle. Scratches and contusions on his hands. But more important, here.
Yeah?
Here at the base of the skull, this mark. Up where that car is, there are no rocks, no stones, no anything that could make a mark like this. And there's another on the face below the eye.
You know what that looks like to me, Doctor?
Oh, what's that?
The mark from the butt of a .38 automatic. And I've seen plenty of them.
My Betsy, Johnny, you're right.
Then that would indicate Hargrave was murdered. And the car pushed over on him to make it look like
Yes, sir. And Johnny and me found a few other things around that car that would indicate the same thing.
Doctor, I understand Tommy Hargrave did not wear glasses.
No, not that I know of. Of course, Mary, his wife...
She wears them?
Yes, she does. Can't do without them.
What kind?
Well, just regular tortoiseshell, you know.
Something like these, maybe?
Well, no.
Granted, one lens is smashed and part of the frame is broken, but is this the kind she wore?
Yes, Mr. Dollar, I'd say so. Of course, a great many
Johnny, surely you don't think his own wife...
They didn't get along too well, did they?
Well, no, but after all, when any couple's been married 10, 11 years...
Also, she just happens to be the beneficiary of his sizable insurance policy.
Good heavens, Mr. Dollar.
Yeah, I think we'd better pay a little visit to Mrs. Mary Hargrave.
Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
Many times in the history of mankind, nations have pooled their forces to exert a greater strength against a common aggressor. This happens not only in the face of a world war, but between such giant holocausts, as during the Boxer Uprising in China in 1900. 6 nations combined their forces to come to the aid of their citizens. In the thick of the fight, undaunted by devastating enemy fire, Chief Bosun John McCloy of the United States Naval Contingent distinguished himself by meritorious conduct above and beyond the call of duty. For his valorous action, he was awarded his first Medal of Honor. But a man of action doesn't get the job done because of possible awards. It is the spirit of his code of conduct that guides him. John McCloy was guided by that code again and again. In June 1914, during the Mexican campaign, when the government of the United States was put upon once more to aid its persecuted citizens, Chief Bosun John McCloy was constantly risking his life. Our landed troops were in danger of being annihilated on the beach at Veracruz when McCloy voluntarily filled 3 picket launches with riflemen and led them along the seafront to draw the enemy fire. Though badly wounded, he remained at his post and gallantly directed his part of the campaign. For this action, Chief Bosun John McCloy was awarded a 2nd Medal of Honor. But he hadn't been concerned with medals. His only concern was conducting himself as a man should, and that is according to the code of the American fighting man.
And now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the gruesome spectacle matter.
The 3 of us, Dr. Walton, Police Chief Amos Skinner, and I, drove up to the lodge outside the little town of Bethel, New York, to see why Mrs. Mary Hargrave had killed her husband, made it look like a car accident. That is, if she did it. And what little evidence we had pointed right straight at her. The obvious fact the car had been pushed over on him after he was killed. The marks showing he'd struggled for his life, had been struck with the butt of a pistol. The fact he and his wife hadn't got along too well, that she was his beneficiary. And finally, there were the glasses I'd found in the car.
My Betsy, I wonder if she found out you were here, Johnny, and has flew the coop.
Isn't that her car in the yard?
Yes, Mr. Dollar, it is.
All right, then. If she is here, well, sir, I'll arrest her right on the spot.
No, let me handle this.
But, Johnny...
I said please, let me handle it.
Yes? Oh, Dr. Walton and Chief Skinner.
That's right. And this here is Mr. Johnny Dollar.
Oh, yes, Mr. Dollar. Mr. Barrett at the insurance company phoned that you'd be here. Won't you come in?
Well,
Surely. Thank you.
I'm sorry to have been so slow in answering the door, but I seem to have mislaid a pair of my glasses.
Yeah, that, Johnny.
I'm blind as a bat without them. Won't you all sit down?
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Mary.
I've been using an old pair of steel rims with an old prescription, but they look so terrible.
When did you lose your glasses?
Oh, I must have mislaid them a couple of days ago.
Ha!
Now, what do you mean by that, Amos?
You know very well what I mean.
You don't seem terribly upset about your husband's death, Mrs. Hargrave?
Why should I, Mr. Dollar? We haven't been exactly getting along for years. All he seemed to care about was his fishing and betting on the horses day after day.
Oh?
And I never did care about spending every summer up in this stodgy little town with all its stodgy people and... Oh, I didn't mean you, Dr. Walton.
Oh, yes, thank you.
The first thing I'll do when I collect the insurance is sell this place and go back to the city where my friends are. Where there's some excitement and... Mr. Dollar, are those my glasses you have there?
Are they?
Well, they look like mine. Only what happened to them?
Sure, they are hers, Johnny.
What?
No, Dollar. No, I don't think they are. Let me have them, please.
Sure. Here.
What's going on here?
Johnny, we're just wasting time.
No, wait. These can't be hers. I should have realized.
Sure they are.
Gentlemen, please.
I've seen your glasses, Mary, many times. Very thick at the edges, very thin in the center of the lens.
Well, isn't this pair?
This lens, the one that's still intact, bears no resemblance to yours at all.
Oh?
No.
Wait a minute, wait. Listen, Mrs. Hargrave.
Will somebody please tell me what's...
Listen, will you? You say your husband was always playing the horses.
Yes, of course he was. But do you mind telling me what
Even while he was up here?
Yes, all the time.
Mr. Dollar, I don't see what you're driving at.
I sure don't.
Oh, brother, this is probably the wildest hunch I've ever had.
What?
Mrs. Hargrave, did your husband owe a lot of money on his betting?
Owe a lot? I should say not. Just the opposite. He's been going around for nearly 2 weeks boasting about the big killing he made, if he ever collected.
Doctor, let me have those glasses.
Oh, yes.
Look, here, this little mark inside the temple.
Oh, that's the mark of the optometrist over in Monticello. Here, you see? The same mark as in mine.
Yeah, okay. Now, just sit tight, the 3 of you.
Oh?
No, Mr. Dollar.
Now, you look here now, Johnny.
And Amos, don't try arresting anybody while I'm gone.
But
it
Johnny...
might make you look a little foolish when I get back.
Back from where, Dollar?
I'll see you all later. Well, that's really just about all there is to this case. Oh, except, of course, for the fact the optometrist in Monticello had no difficulty at all in matching the glasses I'd found with the prescription of... Yeah, you guessed it. They had belonged to the bookie Chief Skinner had told me about, Barney Marston. Of course, Barney wanted to put up a fight when we faced him with the facts. But then he couldn't seem to explain the various and sundry bruises he was carrying around until we reminded him of the fight he'd had with Tommy Hargrave. Yeah, he'd killed him and pushed the car over on top of him. The reason for it all? Simple. Tommy had won a cool $25,000 from him. Had threatened to put him out of business if he didn't pay, which he couldn't. So, Barney killed him and tried to fake the accident. And you know something? I have a sneaking suspicion Chief Amos Skinner isn't going to stand for any bookies operating in Bethel, New York from here on out. Oh, and Mary Hargrave found the glasses she'd mislaid. Expense account total, including mileage on the rental car and the trip back to Hartford, $148 even. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Our star will return in just a moment.
Our flag now numbers 50 stars, and behind each star there stands yet another flag representing one of the 50 states. Kansas' state flag is dark blue, and in the center is the state seal, surmounted by a large sunflower, the official state flower. The seal reflects the history of Kansas, the train of ox wagons going west, for most of the great roads passed through Kansas. An Indian is depicted chasing a herd of buffalo, recalling the words of the official state song, "Oh, give me a home where the buffalo roam." For this truly was the home of the buffalo and Indian. The East is represented by a rising sun, and the promise of future prosperity is indicated by the steamboat on the river and the farmer plowing the field. Above a mountain range are 34 stars, for Kansas was the 34th state admitted to the Union. Over all is the state motto, Ad astra per aspera, to the stars through difficulties. Kansas state flag, the flag of the 34th state to enter the Union, was adopted on March 23, 1927.
Now, here's our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week? Well, listen. I promise you the most unusual case and some of the most unexpected people you ever... Well, join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Virginia Gregg, Harry Bartell, Junius Matthews, and Joe Kearns. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Dan Coverly speaking.
This is the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.
From Hollywood, it's time now for...
Johnny Dollar.
Hi, Johnny. This is Steve Kilmer at Providential Life and Casualty.
Steve, it's been a couple of years.
Yeah, I know. Listen, Johnny, how'd you like to attend a wedding?
Well, why not, as long as it isn't mine?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh, you're a bachelor, too, huh?
Well, I would be if it weren't for a wife, 4 kids, and a couple of grandchildren.
Whoops.
Johnny, do you by any chance remember Martha Mayfield Merriman?
The old gal down in New York who owns Consolidated Tire and Rubber Company?
Yeah, and a half a dozen other companies.
Well, sure, one of my old sweethearts. Don't you remember back in '57 when I cleared up that false report of her death?
Well, I thought she rigged that herself in order to make a killing in the stock market.
Well, of course she did. But Steve, she must be 73 or 4 years old.
74.
Well, don't tell me she's getting married again.
No, it's her son, Edgar.
Oh.
But she insists that you be among those present at the ceremony.
Well, now that's kind of funny. I wonder why.
Yeah, so do I. And I wonder why she'd have me call you. Unless she anticipates trouble of some kind. Johnny?
Okay, Steve. I'll run on down there.
Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
And now, Act One of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Providential Life and Casualty Insurance Company Home Office, Hartford, Connecticut. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Shankar Diamond matter. Expense account item 1, 780, train to New York in a cab to the Brownstone house on Sutton Place. Martha Mayfield Merriman, who looks more like somebody's cute little grandmother than a clever stock market operator, but who thinks and sounds like, well, judge for yourself.
Can you dig that, Johnny? That sprout of mine is finally taking the leap. The sucker.
Well, after all, Martha.
Say, how about you, Johnny?
How about what about me?
You know, marriage. Well?
Let's change the subject, huh?
Turn me down, huh? Well, then I'll just have to wait a couple of years and try you again. Or has that Betty Lewis been making time with you behind my back?
Oh, do you know Betty?
No, but I heard the broadcast of that case where she kept you from getting knocked off by that gangster, that Curly Waters.
Yeah, Martha, she saved my life.
And then didn't have sense enough to get her hooks in you, huh? Johnny, the dames nowadays are really slipping. Just don't you forget, though, that I've got a lead on all of them, because I've already proposed to you.
Martha, you are a doll.
Sure I am. And if I was a couple of years younger, Johnny, I'd run you ragged.
Well, what do you mean if you were a couple of years younger? Have you forgotten our night on the town after I handled that other case for you?
Hey, we really had a ball, didn't we?
Oh, boy, it took me nearly a week to recover.
Well, then we'll just have to do it again after this wedding's over with. Speaking of which, how would you like a little snort? Larkin!
Well, don't you think maybe we'd better...
Oh, of course you would. Larkin! Larkin!
You called, madam?
Fine thing, snooping around outside the door, eh? Trying to find out what Johnny Dollar's doing here.
Oh, certainly not, madam.
Of course you were. Now bring us a couple of drinks. Scotch on the rocks okay, Johnny?
Sure, anything.
Well, hop to it, Larkin. Oh, and crack the wall safe and bring me the ring. The ring.
Very good, madam.
No, good old Larkin. He's leaving me, you know, and I'm really going to miss him.
Hey, wait a minute, Martha. Larkin has the combination to your wall safe?
No, why not? What would he ever do with the junk I keep stashed away in it?
Well, what kind of junk?
Just some odds and ends, and necklaces and brooches and rings, mostly. A couple of bracelets.
And what's the ring?
A Shankar diamond.
What? Isn't that the one I've read about?
Probably.
The one supposed to be the opposite of the Hope diamond that's supposed to have good luck charm about it?
No, neither.
Why, that thing's worth close to $1 million, isn't it?
That's what the insurance company says.
And you plan to wear it when your son Edgar gets married?
Well, it's silly superstition, I suppose, but maybe it'll bring him and Mary Luann good luck in their marriage.
Mary Luann?
Mary Luann Melanie Beaufort Exum Culpepper.
Sounds like something out of Gone with the Wind.
The most gorgeous belle in Greensboro, North Carolina, sir.
Oh, is that where the wedding's going to be?
And at the old family plantation right outside of town. You're going to escort me to the wedding and the bang-up reception afterward. I understand those Southern folks really know how to throw a wingding.
Hey, tell me, Martha, do you expect somebody to make a try for that diamond?
Well, sure, I always do. Some of the top jewel thieves in the country have tried to snatch that rock.
Uh-huh. Now, who else knows that you've called me in?
No, not a soul.
Oh, good. Let's keep it that way.
I'm with you.
Okay, then. I'll run on back to Hartford and get some clothes to fit the occasion.
Johnny, with you and tails and me in a set of threads that Balenciaga socked me a couple of G's for, we're going to knock 'em dead.
Then I'll come back here, we'll pick up the diamond and go down to Greensboro together.
I know. We'll take one of my company planes. Just the two of us, Johnny, with maybe a case of champagne on board. How about that?
Martha, we will have us a ball. Quite a gal. And if I have that much get up and go when I'm her age, well, I hope she'll live forever. Yeah, the trip to Greensboro sounded like it would really be a ball. But just before I left her, Larkin brought in the Shankar diamond.
All 34 carats of it. Flawless. Perfect. Beautiful. And it suddenly occurred to me that somebody who wanted that stone, wanted it really bad, might not hesitate to kill for it.
Act two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
And now for another episode in the life of Sergeant Donald Bellwether, my husband.
Oh, that's what I call a good dinner, Reba. Oh, that was delicious.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, dear. More coffee?
Yeah, just about a half a cup, please.
All right. There you are.
Thank you.
Now, tell me all about your safety class. Did the boys enjoy your speech?
Oh, yeah, they sure did. Thanks to you, I did quite well. My lieutenant complimented me afterward.
Well, good.
Yeah, but that same lieutenant threw me a curve, too.
How, dear?
Well, after I gave my talk, he asked the men if there were any questions. Well, that did it. But one of the guys stood up and said, look, Sarge, you claim there were over 95,000 deaths and over 9.5 million people injured in accidents in the U.S. last year. Looks to me like all those safety campaigns and slogans are doing no good at all.
Well, how did you answer it?
I didn't. I couldn't think of an answer. I got out of it by saying I'd have more facts and figures at the next meeting.
All right, let's see now. Oh, yeah, here it is. Now, first, Sergeant Bellwether, you start off by telling the boys that since 1913, the accidental death rate has been reduced 35%.
Mm-hmm.
Or, in other words, if there hadn't been campaigns and safety measures put into effect to reduce accidents, almost 1 million more people would have been killed in the last 46 years.
Is that right?
It certainly is. I'm reading it right out of the National Safety Council record book. Oh, and another thing. Accidents in the farming areas are much higher than in the cities. Now, do you know why?
Why?
Because in rural areas, there are fewer policemen enforcing safety laws and less traffic signs and signals to guide the motorists.
Mm-hmm.
You know, many more cars travel the city streets, and yet the per capita rate of accidents is much higher in the rural areas. Of course, the reason is obvious. In the city, more safety measures are instituted and obeyed.
Reba, you are wonderful. That's a good, logical answer. I don't know what I'd do without it.
Oh, that's my Donald. That's my doll.
And now, Act two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar and the Shankar Diamond Matter.
Expense account item 2, $16.50, the trip to Hartford for my formal clothes, then back to New York and the home of Martha Mayfield Merriman. By the time I arrived, she was packed for the trip to Greensboro, North Carolina, and the wedding of her son Edgar. Her chauffeur drove us to the airport and then, much to my surprise, took over as pilot of the huge private 2-engine plane that was waiting for us. Within a few minutes, we were airborne and on our way. And in my pocket was the ring, the Shankar Diamond.
What are you looking so glum about, Johnny?
You, Martha.
Oh, what are you talking about? I'm the one who ought to have the sourpuss. I proposed to you. You turned me down.
Martha, I don't think you really level with me.
You think I wouldn't marry you? You're good-looking.
No, I mean about this diamond.
Well, now, Johnny, I don't dig you.
Well, if there'd been some real serious attempts to steal it before, I would have been warned by the insurance company.
Well, so they forgot to tell you, is all.
Is it? Or do you have reason to think that somebody's going to try to get it now, while you're away from your usual police protection? Yeah, I thought so. Okay, Martha. Who?
Did you get a look at my chauffeur, Johnny? The laddie who's steering this crate?
Well, I could hardly help it. If you mean to say...
Yes. Yes, Johnny, I think the only reason Eric ever took a job with me was to get his hands on that diamond.
Eric who?
Eric Melvin Chatterley.
Chatterley?
Yes, he's a distant cousin of Larkin, my butler.
And Larkin's leaving you shortly.
To spend his last days in his beloved England.
Did Larkin recommend him to you?
No. Actually, he didn't even know much about Eric, in spite of their being related.
Well, how long has Larkin been with you?
Oh, years.
And this Eric?
5 or 6 months.
Martha, why do you suspect him?
Well, now, 2 reasons. In checking up on him after I hired him, I found out that his old man, Byron Chatterley, is still serving time in an English prison.
What for?
He was a jewel thief.
Sure. I remember reading about him. He was a real expert, painstaking and patient. Spent over 3 years working on a plan to get hold of the crown jewel.
But he didn't plan long enough, and that's when they nabbed him. And if some of the head shrinkers are right, if crime is in Eric's blood, well...
What was your second reason?
Well, about a week ago, I found Eric alone in the study. And I think he was casing the wall safe.
But you're not sure.
He had a dust cloth, and he started flicking it around, muttering something about giving Larkin a hand, which is highly unlikely.
You didn't accuse him?
No. I just made it known that I was going to take the diamond with me to the wedding, and I sent for you.
But if he knows who I am, what my business is...
I don't see how he can.
I beg your pardon, madam.
Wait, Johnny, is there any way he could have been hearing us up there in the pilot's compartment?
No, I don't see how.
Yes, Eric?
We'll land in Greensboro in about 5 minutes, madam.
Thank you, Eric. We'll be ready. Well, Johnny?
Martha, the only time you'll have this diamond is at the wedding.
And the reception. After all, that's the only chance us old biddies will have to show off our furs and jewelry.
Okay, and the reception. The rest of the time, it'll be right here with me. But nobody's to know that. Martha could be wrong, of course. About Eric, I mean. The fact remained that within a few hours, everybody in Greensboro knew about her being there with the Shankar diamond. The Culpeppers made us comfortable in the old mansion. The suite they gave to Martha was big enough to house a family of 12. During the next 24 hours, the place was, well, I'd call it a kind of dignified madhouse, what with all the preparations for the wedding. There were house guests by the dozens. Some were obviously very wealthy, but some had just as obviously seen better days. And I couldn't help wondering if a couple of them might have designs on that $1 million diamond. I stayed as close to Martha as possible and at the same time kept a constant watch on Eric. The police who'd been hired for the occasion appointed him as a special guard. Darn fools. They didn't know it, but they were playing right into his hands. If, that is, Martha's suspicions were right. Then, late the following afternoon, the wedding went off without a hitch. The blushing bride was beautiful, and the bridegroom looked appropriately happy. After the ceremony, the ladies all retired to bedeck themselves in their most fetching gowns and furs and jewels. And finally, about 8 p.m., the big reception got underway. There must have been a couple of hundred people in that ballroom, and the champagne and bourbon flowed like water. Yeah, and I danced with some of the prettiest, most gorgeous girls I've ever seen, right out of Charles of the Ritz. Then, it must have been well after midnight, I caught a glimpse of a shadowy face outside one of the big French windows. As I looked again, it disappeared, but I was sure that it was Eric. I excused myself from Martha, with whom I'd been talking, and, well, that was a mistake. As I reached the window, all the lights suddenly went out, and behind me I heard a scream. It was Martha, no question of it. By the time I fought my way back through the crowd to where I'd left her, the lights came up again. And yeah, there she lay, unconscious on the floor. The Shankar diamond stripped from her finger. Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
Do you know who said, absolute freedom of the press to discuss public questions is a foundation stone of American liberty? Those words were said by former President Herbert Hoover. Mr. Hoover was well aware of the important role that freedom of the press had played in the creation and growth of the United States of America. He realized that without freedom of the press, no democratic form of government could exist. One of the first steps in the path toward totalitarianism is the creation of a controlled press. A free press hampers the work of a potential dictator. When the press is free, the people of a country are free. When the press is not free, the people of a country are in danger of slavery. Remember the words of Herbert Hoover. They are part of your American heritage. Freedom of the press is a foundation stone of American liberty.
And now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Within a few minutes of the time the lights had gone out and Martha had been robbed, we had her upstairs in a suite, a doctor in attendance. Fortunately, she'd only fainted from shock and the pain of having the Shankar diamond forcibly stripped from her finger. I acted fast. I had the special police haul Eric Chatterley into Greensboro. Then, after organizing a methodical search of the old mansion, I checked around outside the window where I'd seen Eric's face. And there, sure enough, was a main fuse box where the lights had been turned off. I checked back with Martha to be sure she was okay, then borrowed a car and drove into Greensboro to police headquarters.
You're
all better give us some other reason to hold them on, Mr. Dollar.
What do you mean, Chief?
My boys went over every stitch on him, but they've found absolutely no sign of that diamond you're talking about.
How about his quarters there at the plantation?
Now, you know as well as I do, sir, he had no chance to hide anything except on his person.
Hey.
No, sir. Unless you can prove me wrong, we got no reason to hold him.
Wait. Where's the nearest hospital?
Hospital?
Yes. And, Chief, I give you odds I can find that diamond on Eric Chatterley. The X-ray of Chatterley's midsection took a few minutes. Development of the film, a few minutes more. Careful examination of it, only a few seconds.
Great day, Mr. Dollar. You were right, sir.
Yeah? Was I?
Look for yourself. He must have taken it out of the ring. But the important thing, the diamond is sitting right there in the middle of his stomach. The outline of that stone is just as clear.
And that's just the trouble, Chief.
Trouble, sir?
Oh, that's the stone that Eric tore off her finger, all right. So go ahead, hold on to him.
But if that's it, sir...
But, Chief, that's not the Shankar diamond.
All right, Governor, all right. You caught me with the ready goods on me, so I'll take the rap for it. And it won't be the first time. But you got to admit it was pretty clever of me.
Clever? When you couldn't tell the difference between the real thing and a carefully made imitation?
Imitation?
That's right. The stone that you swallowed.
No. He told me she had the real thing. When he got me the job with her.
Who, Eric?
At least when he wrote me I should come over from England and apply for the...
Who, Eric?
I've said enough.
Yeah, I think you have it that.
Eric have the combination of that wall safe? Of course not. As I told you, the only...
Sure, Martha.
Well, of course I am. When you say paste and imitation... Johnny, are you kidding?
When's the last time you wore the Shankar diamond?
At the big charity ball last spring. If it was the Shankar, not this imitation you're talking about.
You haven't had it cleaned or checked by a jeweler since.
No, why should I?
Then it probably wasn't the Shankar, and you're sure you didn't know about this imitation.
Do you think I'd go around flashing a phony? Now, look here, Johnny. I love you dearly, but don't you cool me with a line like that. Don't rile me, boy.
Okay, honey, okay. Keep your head on. Just get ready for a quick trip back to New York. As soon as I can find us another flyboy. During the flight back to New York, Martha asked a lot of questions, but I sidestepped all of them, promised her a real dramatic ending to the case. And I kind of quietly prayed for one myself. When we reached the old brownstone house on Sutton Place, we told Larkin the butler about the robbery. Then, at my insistence, went upstairs to his quarters on the 4th floor.
Here you are, sir. I'm afraid I don't understand.
You've sure got me bugged, too, Johnny.
Larkin, I see you're already packing for your trip back to dear old England.
Yes, sir. During my 4 years of service with Madam, I find I've accumulated quite a... I beg your pardon, sir.
I'm going through every one of these bags of yours, Larkin.
Now, Johnny.
Maybe even tear them apart to look for false bottoms, hidden compartments.
Sir.
I'll do the same thing to your clothes, your shoes, if necessary, until I find the Shankar diamond.
Mr. Dollar, Madam.
Now, Johnny, what's the gag?
Sometimes blood will tell. Isn't what that head shrinker said to you?
Well, yes,
Yeah.
but I...
You were thinking only of Eric, of his relationship with the notorious Byron Chatterley, the man who quietly, patiently spent years working on a plan to get hold of a precious stone. You forgot all about Larkin being related
Now,
to him.
just a minute,
You trusted Larkin, to the point of letting him have the combination to the safe where you kept the Shankar. So he had an imitation made, a beauty, out of a thing they call strass.
Strass?
Yeah. It's a highly leaded glass that only an expert can tell from a real diamond when it's cut correctly. That's what you've been wearing the last few times
Well, I
up.
just can't believe it.
But Larkin realized that sooner or later the fake would be spotted. So he evolved another scheme. To have the fake one stolen by his distant cousin, Eric. Same blood, remember? If Eric got away with it, okay, and Larkin was clean. He could split with him later when Eric got wise to the phony. If Eric was caught, as he was, Larkin's skirts would still be clean. Right, Larkin?
Quite, sir. And you won't need to destroy my luggage. I'll fetch you the diamond.
Yeah, you may as well.
But I must say, if you hadn't discovered the one Eric stole was paste...
I'd never have got on to you.
May I ask how you did it, sir?
Sure. The X-ray of your beloved cousin's belly.
Well, I realize, sir, that that's how you located the stone.
It also told me it wasn't the real one.
Well, so help me, Johnny, I don't dig you.
We'd never have seen the real one.
What?
Genuine diamonds are completely transparent to X-rays. So, the diamond's safe and sound, and Larkin and his dearly beloved cousin are in the clink. Martha was a bit upset over what Larkin had done, but, well, she'll get over it. Yeah, and I sure hope I get over this headache. That brawl she threw for me by way of celebration was a dilly. Expense account total, including incidentals and the trip back to Hartford, call it $50. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Lillian Bayeth, Jack Edwards, Barney Phillips, Forrest Lewis, and Eric Snowden. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Dan Coverly speaking.
Johnny Dollar has come to you through the worldwide facilities of the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.
Try Western Life down here in Corpus Christi.
Well, sure I know. How are you, Jackson?
Pretty good, pretty good.
You're all upset over some insurance problem.
Well, no, not really.
Well, don't tell me you called up just to pass the time of day and on the company's phone bill.
No, not that either.
Well, then?
Tell me, Johnny, did you ever hear of the Padre Island treasure?
I never even heard of Padre Island. Wait a minute.
Sure.
Are you talking about that long strip of sand and stuff out there in the Gulf?
That's it.
Runs down the coastline from Corpus almost all the way down to Mexico.
That's Padre Island, all 115 miles of it.
I didn't realize it was that long.
It sure is. Like you said, that narrow finger of land, sometimes a couple, sometimes 10 or 12 miles off the coast, goes all the way from here down to the northeast corner of Mexico.
Uh-huh.
That's why it's going to be so hard to find that old Spanish ship, what remains of it.
What are you talking about?
Loaded with Spanish doubloons. A lot of solid gold bullion and heaven knows what else.
You mean you want me down there to hunt for treasure?
Among other things.
Ah, there's a hitch to it. What other things?
Pretty good bait, though, wasn't it? That treasure fish.
What other things, Jackson?
Why don't you come on down here and see?
On expense account.
That's right, on expense account.
Okay, you've asked for it. I'll grab a plane first thing in the morning.
The CBS Radio Network brings you Mandel Kramer in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
The Kingston Trio sings for 7-Up.
Was you ever in Quebec, getting thirsty, mighty thirsty, loading timber on the deck, getting mighty thirsty? Was you ever in New York, getting thirsty, mighty thirsty, loading all them barrels of pork, getting mighty thirsty? Fresh up with 7-Up, so clean tasting, fresh clean tasting, fresh up with 7-Up for a quick refreshing nip.
Yes, no matter where you are or what you're doing, when it's break time, take 10 and reach for sparkling 7-Up. It's always 7-Up time, so fresh up with 7-Up.
Fresh up with 7-Up. So clean tasting, fresh clean tasting. Fresh up with 7-Up for a quick, refreshing lift, boys.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Tri-Western Life Insurance Company office in Corpus Christi. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the perilous Padre matter. Expense account item 1, $128 even. Plane fare and incidentals to Corpus Christi, Texas. It was late the next morning when I got there. To my surprise, Jack Price wasn't at the municipal airport to meet me. So I grabbed a taxi, that's item 2, a couple of bucks and a half, to the Robert Driscoll Hotel at the corner of Antelope and North Broadway. Checked in, unpacked my bag, cleaned up, and then proceeded to walk over to Price's office in the Katz building. But as I rounded the corner onto Lawrence Street, I passed the big stockbroker's office there and...
Okay, buddy. You feel this in the middle of your back?
I feel it.
Then eyes straight ahead and keep walking. Act natural, see?
You think you can get away with this in broad daylight?
This here now 38 caliber Roscoe is the answer to that. You keep walking or I'll blow a hole in you so big you could shove an expense account through it.
Oh, please, consider my poor sick wife and 13 starving children.
You think that sob stuff will get you anywheres? You can try it on Big Nick and the rest of the mob. We don't like you Eastern hoods cutting in on our territory, see? You try any fancy capers here in Corpus, and you're going to find out that you're the Corpus, see? Now, that's a funny, so you better laugh, see? Now, laugh.
I'm sorry, Doug, but I'm weeping because you'll never make it.
Oh, sir, you cut me to the quick. I thought that was a pretty good performance in the fine old Johnstone tradition.
Johnstone tradition? And I'll tell you this, your brother Jack will never put it in the script when he writes up this case of mine for broadcast.
I'm crushed.
All kidding aside, Doug, I'm glad to see you. How are you?
Fine, Johnny, fine. But why doesn't that brother of mine let me know in advance when you're coming down here?
Doug, are you forgetting that he can't dramatize these insurance investigations for the air until after they're done and over with?
Well, I guess you've got a point there. But how'd you find out so soon?
Well, that's just the point, Doug. I didn't.
You what?
Mr. Johnstone, I will have you know that at this moment, I haven't the least idea what I'm supposed to be investigating down here.
Well, then maybe I have.
Oh?
You were on your way to Jack Price's office?
That's right. Tri-Western Life over in the... Why, what's the matter?
You won't find him there.
Well, where will I... Wait a minute, what goes?
Jackson Price and I've been good friends ever since I moved down here, Johnny.
I know you have.
I guess that's why his wife called me this morning to see if I knew what had happened to him. Now, when she told me that he'd phoned to you last night, asked you to come down here, well, then I wondered if you and he had gone out there together.
Gone where, Doug?
But when I thought about it and realized you couldn't have got on down here soon enough for the two of you to have gone out there together last night...
Doug, gone where?
Which wouldn't have made any sense anyway. I mean, going out there at night.
Doug.
But then, last night was the last she saw of him.
Doug, that bush you're beating around...
Yeah, I know. Come on, Johnny. You and I had better round up some equipment and get out there without wasting any time.
Get out where, Doug?
Padre Island.
Oh.
Yes. And let's hope that... Well, let's hope we find Jackson still alive out there.
First major toothpaste advance since fluoride. Westbrook Van Voris announcing new Ipana with hexafluoride. Contains fluoride plus hexachlorophene. Now listen, gum troubles cause more loss of adult teeth than tooth decay. Gum trouble is often caused by tartar. Thorough cleansing with new Ipana helps prevent this gum trouble because it helps remove soft film on teeth before it hardens into tartar. Help protect your gums as you protect your teeth. Brush as directed with new hexafluoride Ipana.
Doug Johnstone spoke of rounding up some equipment, he meant getting hold of a beach buggy, a sort of contraption that was just as much at home on soft sand as on a paved highway. Turned out to be a Jeep with a set of the biggest, fattest tires on it I'd ever seen. Doug borrowed it from a friend of his by the name of Obie O'Brien, who was very, very curious about where we were going and why.
I thought I told you, Obie. Johnny here is absolutely nuts about fishing.
Oh? Sure, Obie. Why else do you think I'd come all the way down here to Corpus Christi?
Well, from what I've heard about you, Johnny... File in, Johnny. We'll see you later, Obie.
Sure, but from what I've heard about you, Johnny...
From what I've heard, Obie, we ought to have some pretty good luck over in the surf over on Padre.
Well, just answer me one thing. If you two are going fishing, where's the tackle?
Oh, we'll pick up whatever we need at my place.
Oh, fishing, huh?
Well, what else? Let's go, Johnny.
Sure.
You sure you don't want me along, too?
Now, you know that three's a crowd in this rig of yours.
Oh, it is, huh?
And besides, why should I let you in the secret of all my pet spots over there on the island?
Well, okay. Okay, I can take a hint, but I don't believe either of you guys. I mean about going fishing. And I'd still like to know,
Obie, if curiosity killed people like it's supposed to kill cats, you'd be dead 10 times over.
So what's wrong with being curious?
O'Brien, my boy, it'll only get you into trouble.
So what's wrong with a little trouble now and then?
We'll see you later, Obie.
But at Doug's house on Hinman Drive, instead of loading up with fishing tackle, he threw in a couple of long-handled shovels, a couple of Jeep cans of extra gas, a can of water, and, most important of all, he said, was an old but well-oiled 30-30 Winchester and a box of cartridges.
You'd better throw some shells into it, Johnny. I don't like toting a loaded gun in a car any more than you do, but I think we'd better be prepared for anything.
We tore on up to the north end of town, then across the new causeway to Padre Island, through the park, then headed south on the so-called highway that stretches from one end of that long, narrow, sandy island to the other. Then, and only then, did Doug tell me what it was all about. And he unfolded one of the most fascinating bits of history I've heard in a long time.
You see, Johnny, it goes back to the year 1553, when a Spanish treasure fleet, 20 ships or more, set out from Veracruz, Mexico, loaded down with more gold and jewels than you can shake a stick at.
The treasure that Jack Price told me about over the phone.
Just let me get on with the story.
Sure, go ahead.
Now, somewhere along the line, they ran into a terrific storm. That sent 3 of those galleons to the bottom, and at least 3 of them.
No wonder there's so much treasure hunting off the lower coast of Florida.
Right. Now, some of the ships got through that storm and kept on eastward. But most of them came back westward, hoping to get back to Mexico in safety, maybe to the port of Tampico.
Tampico?
Right. Now, that's about 400 miles south of here. Anyhow, they must have hit another storm, because 13 of those treasure ships came aground here on Padre Island.
No kidding.
Few of the survivors managed to get across from the lower end of it to what is now the Rio Grande Valley town of Port Isabel.
I see.
And the rest of them made a tasty meal or two for the people who lived on this island. Karankawa Indians. They were cannibals.
Cannibals?
Yeah.
Ouch.
Anyhow, sometime later, a salvage fleet came on from Spain under the leadership of a Don Angel de la something or other, found most of the wrecks and took the gold off them back home.
You say he found most of the wrecks, huh?
One of them, Johnny, with its load of Spanish doubloons and bars of solid gold, is still somewhere under the sands of this island.
And Jackson has found out where?
Well, one of Jack's clients, a young fellow named Jose Pineda, found a chart in the false bottom of an old wooden chest he was about to throw out.
Here on this island?
Yeah, according to this chart, it was from one of the treasure ships, and... Hey, wait a minute. Whose car is that?
Huh?
Parked there at the side of the road.
Probably just a breakdown. There's nobody around. Go on.
Yeah, well, now this chart I was talking about called for taking bearings on a Spanish dagger plan. And the other markers were an old anchor and 3 heavy brass spikes. All of them, no doubt, buried in the sand. But now, with dagger plants around here by the thousands...
Yeah, I wondered about that. Go on, though, Doug. This buried treasure bit's getting to me.
Well, you're not the first, believe me. Anyhow, back in the 1840s, a man who'd settled here on the island, he was digging around. He uncovered a chest full of jewelry and gold coins worth over $80,000.
And that was before inflation.
Right. But the Civil War came along, brought a lot of naval activity in these waters. So the old man buried all the stuff again and fled up north.
And?
Later, when he came back to look for it, well, he never found it again.
And nobody else has, huh?
Oh, there's lots of stories, Johnny. But until young Jose Pineda found that chart...
And then found the wreck?
That's what I'm not sure of. Jackson Price is the only one he told about that chart, swore him to secrecy, at least until Jose himself could dig around a bit.
Well, how come you know about it, Doug?
Well, Jose equipped himself with all sorts of modern detecting apparatus, some kind of combination radar, sonar, a new type of mine detector, all sorts of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then, early last week, he told Price he thought he'd found something.
Yeah?
Yeah. Told him he'd be back to Corpus day before yesterday morning at the latest, pick up Price, and the two of them would come down here and dig it up.
I see. Go on.
Only Jose was worried about something. About the man he bought some of his equipment from, a fellow named Tony Larker, kind of a beachcomber in these parts.
You thought maybe this Larker had gotten wise to what he was after?
Well, that's what Jackson thought, too. Anyhow, yesterday morning came, and Jose Pineda still hadn't shown up. Jackson got worried.
I don't blame him.
So he looked all over for Tony Larker. Couldn't find him either. That's when he confided in me. Told me that he was coming down here for a look around.
Well, did he tell you exactly where?
Well, only approximately. So keep an eye out for Price's beach buggy. It's an old Model T that he's rigged up. I sure hope he's all right. He's found Jose okay and...
Hold everything.
Yeah?
Up ahead there on the right, back of that big mass of yuccas.
Hey, you're right. Now, you've got good eyes. That's his beach buggy, all right. Hang on, Johnny.
Kind of a deep hollow in that sand.
Yeah, it's an old treasure hunting spot.
Look, Doug. Somebody's working in it. I caught the flash of a shovel.
Well, thank goodness. That means that Jackson's okay.
Skirt around that big mound on the left.
Right.
Looks a little smoother over there.
Yeah, no sooner said than done. Hang on. Hey, you were right. This is a lot better. It's a better approach to that hollowed out spot, too. Only...
What's happened to Jackson? Where is he now?
Well, his buggy's still there.
Slow down a minute, Doug. Shouldn't Jose Pineda's car be out here, too?
Yeah, you're right.
You sure it was Jackson in that hollow?
Well, who else could it have been?
Well, why did he duck out of sight when he saw us coming? I don't like the looks of this.
He's shooting at us. Let's get out of this thing and around the back of it.
I'm way ahead of you.
Mister, that bullet through the windshield was too close for comfort.
Wait a minute. If I can just reach that old 30-30 in the back without making a target of myself. There it is.
Be careful, will you? Stay down. Johnny, I don't get it.
I'm afraid I do. That isn't Jackson pulling off those shots.
Well, it certainly isn't Jose Pineda. I know that he would. Larker. Tony Larker.
Sure. If there really is all that treasure out here, if Jose and Jackson found it, and if Larker found that out...
Where are they then, Jose and Jackson?
Let's just hope they're still alive. Hot, tired, thirsty.
Easy as 1, 2, 3. You've made iced tea, and oh, what a beautiful flavor. Oh, what a beautiful flavor in new instant tender leaf tea.
Just take a spoonful of instant tender leaf.
1.
Add cold tap water.
2.
Load it with ice.
3.
You've made iced tea. New instant tender leaf is 100% pure tea. Richer, brighter, livelier tea. It's made right from the juices of ripe young tea leaves. Instant tender leaf brand. Make a pitcher full.
Easy as 1, 2, 3. You've made iced tea, and oh, what a beautiful flavor in new instant tender leaf tea.
What'll we do, Johnny? With only a couple of sand dunes and a few Spanish dagger plants between us, we're like sitting ducks for Larker.
As long as we don't get out from behind this Jeep.
Hey, that one hit one of the tires. You hear it?
Yeah. There goes another one. All right, Doug, if he wants to play at war, we can too.
You mean try to shoot it out with him?
First of all, if I can reach one of these shovels in the back, we'll dig ourselves in.
Huh?
Then, sit here and wait for darkness, which isn't too far away now.
Yeah, and then?
Well, there are two of us, Doug. Maybe if we handle it right, we can surround him. You feeling brave, old boy?
Johnny, I'm just as scared as you are.
Okay, then. Let's map out our plan of action. We didn't have to wait for dark. Old Mother Nature suddenly stepped in and gave us a hand with one of the quickest, windiest, wettest thunderstorms that ever came up out of the Gulf. Doug and I separated them. He with that 30-30 rifle, me with the only handgun that I always carry. In the darkness, he circled wide to the right, firing an occasional shot in the hope of drawing the fire and the attention of Larker, there in the protection of that big hollow in the sand. Most of the light now came from the lightning, and I ran and stumbled over the dunes through the clumps of yucca. Then as I got close, got down on my belly, as I was about to make the sneak into the hollow. Oh, no.
Johnny! Johnny! Larker's got away!
I heard him take off in Price's car.
Only thing we can do is go back to our buggy and...
Those tires.
Yeah. How are we going to get... Hey, Johnny, look. Did you see them?
Two of them down there in the hollow. Come on. Jackson.
Johnny.
Jack. What happened here? That bullet crease on the top of your head.
Larker.
All right, Jackson, take it easy now.
But Jose...
Yes, I see. Judging by those bullet holes, one in the chest and one in the head.
It was Larker.
Yeah. Looks like a murder case now.
But what happened, Jackson?
I met Jose on the road. His car had broken down early this morning.
That was the one we passed a couple of miles back, Johnny.
Yeah.
I should have recognized.
Go on, Jackson.
Well, he'd found the treasure. Was on his way back to get me and some shovels, and...
He found the treasure here in this hollow?
No. I don't know where he found it. But that's when we saw Larker prowling around, keeping an eye on us.
So to throw Larker off the track, you and Jose started digging around here in this hollow.
Yeah. But then Larker came up to us with a gun. He shot Jose, and I guess this one on my head knocked me out. I don't remember anything till you came.
All right, Jackson.
Now, one thing, Jackson, before we got out here. Do you know where Jose found the treasure?
Well, that's something he's going to tell to me.
What?
Larker.
I know. Watch it, boys. Just drop those guns in the sand.
Johnny?
You better do it, Doug.
Well, okay.
So I fooled you, huh? Taking that buggy away from here and then coming back on foot?
So you fooled us. Well?
Too bad, boys. For both of you. So now I got to kill you. The both of you.
Mark, you listen to me.
You listen. Price is going to stay alive long enough to tell me where his pal Jose found the treasure. I know it ain't here because I dug down and looked for it.
Larker, if you think for
You'll
1 minute...
tell me all right. After you've laid out here in the sun for a couple of days.
Did I say that I know where it is?
What, are you trying to bluff? Now, just shut up. But you two, the both of you are going to die. You ready?
Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Oh, no. You want it first, huh? Okay, you're going to get it right now.
Obi!
What?
Stay away, Obi!
Who are you? What are you doing?
Try this. Oh, and this.
Grab the gun, Doug.
You bet I will.
Oh, Obi. Thanks a lot.
It's a pleasure, Johnny.
Whatever brought you sneaking up on us in the rain this way?
Well, doggone, I told you guys you should have let me come out here with you. Had a terrible time tailing along in my other car without you seeing me.
Oh, Obi, you did all right.
Yeah, but what do I get for all my trouble? Soaked to the skin and a handful of sore knuckles. Oh, that Larker's tough, Johnny.
Well, he's not nearly as tough as the sentence he's going to serve. I'm afraid the secret of its location, there on Padre Island, died with Jose Pineda. Unless, of course, somebody happens to find out where he hid away the chart. But you can bet your bottom dollar there'll be plenty of people looking for it. Maybe even Jack Price and Obie O'Brien. As for Doug, he says he's had enough of it. Expense account total, including a suit of clothes for Obie and a couple of new tires for his Jeep, $485 even. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
If you ever suffer a touch of arthritis or rheumatism, and you've never tried mentholatum deep heating rub, you can't know how good its deep heating action can make you feel. As you massage it into painful areas, you feel its deep heating action. You know relief is on its way. Mentholatum deep heating rub is an extra strong combination of active ingredients for safe, temporary relief of minor arthritic rheumatic pain. Use greaseless, stainless mentholatum deep heating rub often. Now here's our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, one of the dirtiest rackets I've ever had to deal with. To say nothing of the man behind it. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, is written by Jack Johnstone, produced and directed by Bruno Zerato Jr., music supervision by Ethel Huber. Johnny Dollar is played by Mandel Kramer. Also featured in our cast were Louis Van Ruten as Doug, Larry Haynes as Tony, Maurice Tarplin as Price, and Lawson Zerby as Opie. Be sure to join us next week, same time, same station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Stuart Metz speaking.
Johnny Dollar,
Don Pinkley, Johnny, at Surety Mutual Insurance.
New Orleans, Louisiana.
That's right. Still down here in New Orleans.
How are you, Don?
I'm just fine, Johnny, fine. But as usual, when I call you, I got a small problem. And long as you know something about boxing...
Boxing?
Yes, sir. Don't you remember? Last time you came down here after you wound up the case, you and I took in a boxing match.
Yeah. Seems to me I won a fast $20 from you that night on an Italian kid who called himself Touchy Tarantino.
That's right.
That boy was a fighter with a real future.
Not anymore, Johnny.
Which is why you covered your losses by selling him a $25,000 policy. What was that crack about his future?
I'm afraid he has none, Johnny.
Now, what's that supposed to mean?
Suicide or murder.
What happened to him?
Nothing, Johnny. Not yet.
But you think something will?
Like I said, either suicide or murder.
Well, which and why?
Fly on down here and I'll tell you. Okay?
Okay, Don, I'm on my way.
The CBS Radio Network brings you Bob Reddick in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Surety Mutual Insurance Company, New Orleans office. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Ring of Death matter. Expense account item 1, $475 for a cab to Bradley Field. Item 2, $87.40 for a flight to New Orleans. It was early evening by the time the plane set down at Moisant International Airport. And item 3 is $5.50 for a cab into the Roosevelt Hotel. From there, knowing that Don Pinkley would be long gone from his office, I set out to explore the town. Most interesting city in the United States, it's called. And with good reason. The famous old French Quarter is one of the most beautiful spots that I know. Well, after dark, the deafening din from the nightclubs along Bourbon Street. Home of the real, original Dixieland jazz. Item 4, if I can get away with it, is $15 for, call it refreshment. Or maybe midnight lunch. After all, I did put away a sandwich at the old Absinthe House on the corner of Bourbon and Bienville. And then, at 9:30 the next morning, I barged in on Don Pinkley at his office on St. Charles Avenue.
Right in here, Johnny, where we can talk undisturbed.
Sure, Don, whatever you say.
Sit down, sir.
Thanks.
Care for a little drink?
At this hour of the morning?
Most of you northern boys seem to expect it when you get down to this part of the country.
No, thanks.
Okay. I'll get right to the point.
Touchy Tarantino.
Only his first name is really Tony. Antonio Tarantino.
And you've insured him for $25,000. So what goes with him?
Johnny, when you were down here before, he was one of our most promising young fighters.
Well, he certainly looked it when I saw him.
Yes, and he married a nice little girl named Angie. She's his beneficiary.
I see.
Yes, Tony did very well for himself, except financially.
What do you mean?
I mean his manager, a crooked promoter by the name of Raul Martinez.
Mm-hmm. So Touchy took all the wallops and Martinez took all the dough.
That's right. Then out in Los Angeles a couple of weeks ago, Tony fell out of the ring and busted his head.
Oh, that's too bad.
Did Martinez stick around, help him with his hospital bill and so on? He did not. He left him flat.
Mm-hmm. But now, Don...
And what happens as soon as Tony and his wife are able to work their way back home?
I don't know what happens.
Martinez has latched onto him again and set up a fight for him.
And?
He'll be murdered, Johnny.
You mean that bang on the head?
Of course. The doctor out in L.A. told Angie that for him to step into the ring again would be nothing short of suicide. One hard blow above his left ear, and he's dead.
But, Don, if all it takes is the word of a doctor to keep him from fighting...
Somewhere in Mexico.
Mexico?
Mm-hmm. And the fight is tomorrow night.
Where in Mexico?
Well, that's the trouble. I haven't the least idea. But if you can find out... Well, Johnny?
I can try. Finding out where Martinez had taken Tony wasn't nearly as hard as I'd expected. My pal, Johnny Ortiz, at police headquarters, gave me the name of a stoolie in the Mexican section, whose name was Miguel Andrade. Andrade, for $50, that's item 5, gave me the name of a small town not far across the Texas border in Mexico. And I'm not naming that town, save for diplomatic reasons. Item 6 is $5 for a cab to the airport. And then $43.05, plane fare to Brownsville, Texas. Item 7 is $21 for a taxi to that poor little town in Mexico. I arrived about 9 a.m. The town consisted of a main street mostly full of souvenir shops and lined with tourist cars from the U.S. At one end was a small sports arena, closed. But there were billboards all over the place advertising the fights, including Tony's with Pancho Gutierrez. So I tried the one so-called hotel there along the main street, and in a set of rooms on the second floor, found his wife.
Yes. So I found out the way you did, Mr. Dollar, and I followed them down here. I found out that they were staying here. But what can I do?
Angie.
So, per favore, please, if you can keep my Antonio from fighting tonight.
Where is he, Angie? Is he here?
No. This Raul Martinez has him locked up in the dressing room in what they call the Coliseum, where the fight will be.
Okay, then.
Because, per carita, he knows that I would stop him, that I would not let my Antonio go into that ring tonight. So, what can I do?
What do you mean, what can you do? You know that Tony might be killed if he fights?
I know. But since the accident to his head, my Antonio is not the same. He believes anything this Martinez he tells him. And Martinez, he tells him that he can beat this Pancho Gutierrez, and Antonio believes
Now
him.
listen, Angie, I have seen Tony fight, and I've seen Pancho Gutierrez fight. I've seen him in Boston, New York, all over the place.
And what do you think?
Even if Tony were in shape, and I don't see how he can be after what happened to him in Los Angeles, well, I would hate to bet on him.
But they tell me that all of these, what you call the odds, are on my Antonio.
What? Oh, so that's it. That's why Martinez brought him down here where they don't know what happened to Tony. Sure, the odds are on him, but Martinez's money is on Pancho.
But you mean that Martinez, he bets against his own boy, my Antonio?
Knowing what he does about him, why else would he let him fight?
No. Then he wants him killed.
All right, Angie, come on. We're going over to the Coliseum.
But I can't.
Why not?
Because of Jose.
Who's Jose?
Because that Martinez... Because I am not alone here.
That is right, Senor Dollar.
Hmm?
Hey.
No. You stay where you are, senor. Because if you get up from that chair, I will blow your head off.
Now, that's a corny line.
Jose, please.
So you would keep Tarantino from fighting tonight, eh?
I'd keep him from getting killed.
And you, senor?
Me? What do you mean, me?
If you do not wish to be killed, you will forget Tarantino and you will go back to the estate.
Sorry, mister.
No. Do not move.
Oh, put that thing down.
See, I will put it down. Like this.
Jose, you have killed him.
Repeat after me, please. What do you want when you need brand?
What do you want when you need brand?
Reliability.
Reliability.
Now, what do you get in Kellogg's All Brand?
What do you get in Kellogg's All Brand? Reliability.
Right. Hi, this is Dennis James to explain why Kellogg's Way is the reliable way to get the effectiveness you want from brand with just half a cup a day. See, Kellogg's All Brand is the real Battle Creek formula, the one that millions of people depend on. And they depend on it because Kellogg's All Brand contains more vital brand bulk to help you keep regular. It's low in calories, and it's mighty pleasant eating, too. Kellogg's All Brand comes in crisp, toasted shreds that have a wholesome brand muffin taste. I think you'll like it. So be sure you remember, for the effectiveness you want from brand, get reliable Kellogg's All Brand.
That's what you get in Kellogg's All Brand. Reliability.
Martinez's little pal, Jose, whatever his name was, had suggested there in that hotel room that I mind my own business, go back to the States. And that's exactly where I found myself when I came to, on top of a rubbish heap, somewhere on the outskirts of Brownsville, Texas, minus my gun, of course. How he smuggled me back across the border, I'll never know, but at this point, I didn't care. Item 8 is another $21 for another cab, that little unnamed Mexican town. And this time I went straight to the so-called Coliseum, a little sports arena. $5 American got me in through the janitor's entrance into Tarantino's dressing room. And I suddenly realized what a blow on the head had done to this formerly clean, alert, ambitious young fighter.
What do you mean you stopped the fight, Dollar?
What's the matter with you, Tony? Don't you realize that if Pancho Gutierrez hands you one over that left ear, you'll never get up off the canvas alive?
So you don't know Martinez?
Oh, I don't,
No, you think he ain't fixed it up so I don't get hit that way?
Kid, are you out of your mind?
No. Don't you talk like that. I'm all right. Martinez says I'm all right.
Now listen to me, Tony. Martinez doesn't care how you get hit, and he doesn't care what happens to you when you do. Do you think that crook is betting on you tonight?
No, I don't.
Do you think for 1 minute that... What was that?
So the fight is fixed. So I take a dive in the fourth. So everything's okay.
You throw a fight?
Why not? So I'll clean up.
Keep that word clean out of it.
What do you mean?
I mean that bang on the head has done more damage than you think, if you still can think.
Hey, now listen, Dollar.
Somebody suggests you throw a fight a couple of years ago, you would have slugged him.
So what? So it's now I gotta think of my wife.
You're a good boy, then. You're a good fighter. You're a clean fighter. That's why Angie married you, isn't it?
You keep her out
Now
of
listen
this.
to me, Tony.
So what if I can't fight legit anymore and up in the States? I throw a fight for Martinez like this one. Here in this town where nobody cares. He'd give me enough dough to get back on my feet. Maybe start a business, something like that.
You believe that?
Why not?
Why didn't he give you an honest share of the purses that you won for him before?
Because I was only starting out.
Oh, sure. Fine, that old line. Well, why didn't he help you after you busted your head in L.A.? Well, why didn't he?
I don't know. I don't care. He's helping me now.
He's helping you get killed. What's the matter with you, Tony? When you got back from L.A., you went to Martinez because you didn't know where else to go, right?
So I was broke. And I told him, after the way that he left me there, he had to help me.
Had to get you more fights?
That he had to help me is all. So he said he would, and now he is.
You dumb ox.
Hey, don't you talk like that to Toti.
Listen, when you came begging to him, all he saw was that if he didn't get you out of his hair, he'd have you tagging after him the rest of his life. So why not? Down here in a place nobody ever heard of except a lot of gamblers out for a fast buck, why not let you fight? Why not let you kill yourself? Not only make a pile of money on you, but he'd be rid of you once and for all.
You're real crazy, Dollar. He wants me to go out there and get killed? You think he'd fix the fight? You think he'd tell me take a dive?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe that's it, Tony.
Maybe what's it?
Do you know for sure that this fight is fixed?
Sure, I know. Martinez, he told me.
Sure, he told you because he knew you wouldn't dare to fight if you thought you might be killed. He no doubt fixed things with whoever passes for a doctor in this dump and then set you up on the promise that you wouldn't be hurt, and you believed him, you sucker.
You know what I don't believe, Dollar.
What?
You. Now get out of here.
Sure. Sure, Tony, anything you say.
Yeah.
But have you told Angie that this fight is to be a setup?
She don't even know where I am.
No, she doesn't know.
Anyhow, I said leave her out of
Keep
this.
your hands off of
And
me.
listen, you tell Angie anything, I'll kill you.
No need to.
Huh?
I'm sure that when she sees you in the ring tonight...
You mean she's down here?
Well, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it. But when I bring her to the arena tonight...
Oh, no. No, because if Angie... Look, listen, she knows me the way I fight, and if she sees I take... If she sees...
Yeah. Think it over, Tony.
Get out. Get out of here.
Sure, and I'll have the police stop this fight.
Don't be funny. Martinez, he owns this town. The fights, the cockfights, the gambling, the police, everything.
Yeah?
Yeah. Now get out.
So you came back here, Senor Dollar.
Jose.
Martinez, he wouldn't like this, Dollar. And so he should know about it.
Oh, no, you don't. This time I was ready for him. When I ducked and his roundhouse slid over my head, I leaned into his knees and then rose and slammed the edge of my hand across the back of his neck. And again. For some strange reason, he suddenly gave up. He was dead to the world when I hauled him into a cleaning closet at the far end of the corridor and gagged and tied him down with some old rags rolled up lengthwise to make him plenty strong. That accomplished, I started back to Tony's dressing room. But the door of it was ajar, and by edging up close, I could hear someone talking to him.
And you believe him, Tony? This Juanito, this Johnny Dollar. Don't be silly, boy.
I see.
I don't know, Martinez. I don't know.
Well, I do. He's up to some trick, is all. But if he come around here, he walk in here again. Quien sabe? Who knows? You see this?
Hey, you got a silencer on that gun.
See. So nobody knows if I use it on him, eh?
You would kill him?
Oh, see, Tony. Just like Pancho Guterres will kill you.
What?
If you do not take that dive tonight.
Oh, no. Listen, Martinez.
Don't worry, boy. Don't worry. In the fourth, you take the dive. That's all.
Have a commander, welcome aboard. Have a commander, welcome aboard. The cleaner the tobacco, the better it tastes. Have a commander and see. The cleaner the tobacco, the better it tastes. And in Commander, the tobacco is vacuum cleaned. Have a commander, welcome aboard.
Try new king-size Philip Morris Commanders made on a new machine, the Mark 8, that takes rich, full-flavored tobacco and gently vacuum cleans it And the cleaner the tobacco, the better it tastes. Noticeably better.
The cleaner the tobacco, the better it tastes. And in Commander, the tobacco is vacuum cleaned. Have a Commander. Welcome aboard.
I tore on over to the tiny police headquarters and talked to the fat, sullen-looking chief, who sat there in his rumpled uniform, sipping at a glass of tequila. But every time I mentioned the name of Martinez, he shrugged as though he didn't understand English and stared blankly out the window. When I tried to get tough with him, he spoke an order to a couple of his men who promptly tossed me out into the dusty street. It looked as though Tony was right. Somehow, Martinez did have this dirty little town under his thumb. I went on over to the hotel again to look for Angie. The suite of rooms was empty. A stupidly grinning clerk at the desk could tell me nothing except that she'd left a while before with Jose. By the time I got through knocking on doors all over town, finding no sign of her, it was time for the fights. I knew there was no chance of getting at Tony in his dressing room again, so I bought myself a ticket and went in. Every seat in that scrubby little stadium was taken. People were crouching in the aisles. But then I saw Angie standing at the rail in back of the last row of seats. Angie! Excuse me, let me through here, please. Excuse me. Angie!
Mr. Dollar, please, tell me. Could you stop him?
I don't know, Angie. I don't know.
Well, I do, Senor Dollar.
Martinez.
You feel this here against your side?
Mr. Martinez, please, please.
Quiet, my little pearl. And, Senor Dollar, if you try anything at all, I will pull this trigger. Now, shall we watch the fights?
And so we stood there, the three of us, watching the final dull preliminary. And then Tony's fight. And he looked pretty good, despite his lack of training. Physically, that is. Mentally, I wondered. But I didn't wonder about Martinez's gun. It was there against my ribs all the time.
Don't worry, Dollar. He cannot last. If he does not drop in the fourth Pancho's right to the side of his head, it will be all over.
In the first round, Tony went out circling slowly in a half crouch, playing it safe, and then backing away to make Pancho lead. Watching him, doing all he could to keep the left side of his head away. A couple of times he leaned in and flicked a hard left to Pancho's mouth. But Pancho was plenty cagey, too, knowing that Tony would tire long before he would. By the end of the second, Tony was tired. The Mexican boy was too fresh, too fast for him, and Tony's punch lacked the power it used to have. In the third, the lack of training really began to show. It was obvious now that Pancho was deliberately aiming for only one place, for a spot over Tony's left ear. In the fourth, Pancho danced easily around him, trying to set him up. He drove a couple of rights, hook fashion, into Hutchie's ribs. Turn him again. Then in a half-rolling clinch along the ropes, Tony spun and slammed at the side of Pancho's head with a looping overhand right. But it left his own body wide open for jabs that almost broke his ribs. And then in a series of clinches, Tony lasted out the fatal round. Beside me, Martinez began to mutter angrily. And in the fifth, Pancho knew that Tony wasn't going to take that dive then or ever. And when he tried for Tony's head, over the left ear, he telegraphed it every time. And Tony was ready for him. But Tony was tiring badly now and hanging on too much. After an awkward feint, he tried a looper to the head that missed by a mile. Pancho let it breeze on by and then threw a short, hard right to the chin. As Tony sagged against the ropes, the bell saved him. But he was badly hurt, and it was all too obvious that his seconds weren't giving him much help. How he ever got up on his feet for the sixth, I'll never know. But somehow he did. And then when Pancho tore into him, again aiming for his head, Tony turned, almost as though he were falling. But he came up, all the way up from the canvas with everything he had, with a right that caught Pancho on the button that lifted him clear off the floor. And as Pancho fell, Tony fumbled his way almost blindly to a neutral corner and managed to stay on his feet, only long enough to hear the full count. Well, the crowd went wild. And then I felt a sudden movement beside me, and I saw that Martinez had raised the gun to lean it against a post so that he couldn't miss, even at that range, and his face was livid. I swung up with my left, with everything I had, and the gun, whirling as he struck it against the post, went off in his face. It's all right, Angie. It's all right. Martinez was dead. And, of course, the police moved in. And when they realized he was definitely, finally out of the way, I'm sure they all breathed a deep, sincere sigh of relief. And believe it or not, Angie and Tony and I had a formal escort back to the border that was fit for royalty. Expense account total, including all the incidentals I could think of, $389 even. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, a trip to South Jersey and a murder to stop a murder. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Reddick, is written by Jack Johnstone, produced and directed by Bruno Zerato Jr., musical supervision by Ethel Huber. Heard in our cast were Robert Dryden as Touchy, Joan Loring as Angie, Ralph Camargo as Martinez, Mandel Kramer as Don Pringle, and Danny Acco as Jose. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Art Hanna speaking.
Johnny Dollar.
John, this is Harry Branson at
Philadelphia Mutual Liability and Casualty Insurance Company.
What?
Well?
Well, yes, of course. Where else would I be?
Well, I don't know. Maybe we better give that a little thought, huh?
Yes, perhaps. Oh, now, John, I wish you wouldn't do this. It confuses me so.
All right, Harry, don't let it throw you.
But every time I call you up on some serious insurance matter, you start this nonsensical, well, why waste time discussing it?
To say nothing of the money for this long-distance call.
Exactly.
Okay. Goodbye.
Goodbye? No.
Well, which is it?
Oh, please, John, please. This is very important.
I'm sure it is, Harry.
You must come down here and see me right away.
Well, what's the trouble?
Well, one of my clients, a gentleman by the name of Eustace Royal Pennybank.
Pennybank.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Isn't he that bug chaser, that butterfly collector who hit all the picture magazines a few years ago?
Butterfly chaser, indeed. He's one of the greatest entomological researchers in the country today.
I'm sure he is.
Entomology, John, is a branch of zoology dealing with insects.
Well, what happened? One of his bugs get loose and take a nip out of him?
Oh, far worse than that, John. From what he told me on the phone, the work of his whole career, perhaps even his very life, is being threatened.
Threatened by whom?
I don't know. But if you'll fly on down right away, I'll have him meet you here in my office and tell you himself. Now, according to this time...
All right, Harry, all right. Just keep your shirt on. I'll be there.
The CBS Radio Network brings you Bob Reddick in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Philadelphia Mutual Liability and Casualty Insurance Company in Philadelphia, where else? Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Latrodectus matter. Expense account item 1, $25.25. Taxi to Bradley Field, a plane to Philadelphia, and then a cab into Harry's office on Walnut Street. There he introduced me to a tall, gaunt, gray-haired man in his 60s, whose almost green eyes were as sharp and piercing as any I'd ever seen. In his own way, he made no bones about being quite an authority in his field.
Understand this, Mr. Dollar.
The results of my research always have been, always will be, of inestimable value to the scientific world.
No question of it, John.
Mr. Branson.
Dr. Pennybank is without question one of the finest, the most famous for his work among the low...
Mr. Branson, please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Harry, let the doctor tell it his own way.
Yes, Mr. Dollar, I insist upon it. And without further interruption, Mr. Branson.
Well, I was only trying to make clear that I was, Yes.
Yes. In my safe at my home are literally priceless records resulting from my researches in toxicology.
That is to say, poisons, John. You see, the doctor
Branson?
here... Sorry.
Go on, Doctor.
You see, I alone was able to determine that the South Jersey cattle killings some years ago were accomplished with the venom of Gisterton moccasin.
With what, sir?
Of course, I must pardon your ignorance of such matters.
Oh, please do.
I proved that the killers of that unfortunate dairy herd used the deadly venom of the snake known as a copperhead.
Copperhead.
Believe me, sir, no one else would have been capable of differentiating it from the poison of, say, Gisterton pacivorus. The water moccasin, as any child should know.
Fascinating, Dr. Pennybank.
That, Mr. Dollar, was before I decided to devote my unique talents solely to entomology, particularly to study and classification of the various arachnida.
Arachnida.
A rather profuse class of the order Araneida.
Well, I'm afraid you're still over my head, Doctor.
I don't doubt it. The Araneida comprise a small part of the insect world.
Oh, I see.
I doubt it.
Well, I try.
Suffice it to say, however, I have produced findings and maintained the necessary records that are of international importance in these troubled times.
Of course.
And someone has been after them. Although I've seen no visible sign, I'm certain that attempts have been made to enter my home, my laboratory, several times, and always at night.
Well, if the findings on these insects or poisons or whatever are of international importance, why not turn them over to some government agency?
Of course, I shall, after I have completed my research, checked and double-checked everything. Meanwhile, I must have all these records, these papers, immediately accessible.
Well, what about having copies made that can be kept in, say, a bank vault?
Well, that would incur the risk of having the information they contain leak out through whoever made the copies.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Meanwhile, by way of protection, I have isolated a select group of the genus Latrodectus.
Latro what?
Latrodectus. Good heavens, man, don't you know anything?
All right. Latrodectus.
However, if my watch is correct, I must go now.
Tell me this, Doctor. Aren't you taking a chance leaving your place to come here and talk to me?
I left my place. It's in Kinwood, you know.
Kinwood's one of our suburbs, John.
Yes, I know.
Please, I left not to come here and see you. You will come and see me this evening. Mr. Branson will give you the address. I left only because I must make a luncheon speech before a group at the Academy of Science, whether they like it or not. I am late for it now, Mr. Dollar. I will see you this evening.
Oh, now wait, please.
I
Doctor.
am late.
But I got the idea from Harry that you yourself might be in danger.
That's right. They would stop at nothing to get at my records. That's why I must see you this evening, Mr. Dollar.
Now wait, just a minute, please.
This
Dr. Penny...
evening.
Harry, are you sure this famous man of yours hasn't become just an old crackpot?
John, how can you?
Well, perhaps he was a great brain once, but now?
Well, they wrote him up in all those picture magazines.
Some years ago.
But, of course, my concern is over the $50,000 policy we've written on his life.
Oh? Who's the beneficiary?
Several scientific organizations and a niece by the name of Clara Benson.
Well, if somebody is trying to get at him, which I doubt, maybe I better check up on her. Meantime, give me his address. Item 2, $1 for a cab to the Bellevue Stratford where I parked my bag. Item 3, $2.85 for lunch. Item 4, $50 deposit on a rental car. I did a little sightseeing by way of killing time, and then about 3 p.m., figuring Dr. Pennybank had had plenty of time to finish his lecture on the birds and bees and get back to his home, I drove out to the address in Kinwood. The house was a small affair of weathered stone surrounded by poplar and maple trees, a garage at the rear. As I walked up the steps, I heard a door close in the back, so I knew he'd returned. Dr. Pennybank? Don't tell me that he's left again. That's funny. Unlocked. Well. Hello? Anybody home? Dr. Penny... Dr. Pennybank. Doctor? Good Lord.
Repeat after me, please. What do you want when you need brand?
What do you want when you need brand?
Reliability.
Reliability.
Now, what do you get in Kellogg's All Brand?
What do you get in Kellogg's All Brand? Reliability.
Right. Hi, this is Dennis James to explain why Kellogg's Way is the reliable way to get the effectiveness you want from bran with just half a cup a day. See, Kellogg's All Brand is the real Battle Creek formula, the one that millions of people depend on. And they depend on it because Kellogg's All Brand contains more vital bran bulk to help you keep regular. It's low in calories, and it's mighty pleasant eating, too. Kellogg's All Brand comes in crisp, toasted shreds that have a wholesome bran muffin taste. I think you'll like it. So be sure you remember, for the effectiveness you want from bran, get reliable Kellogg's All Brand.
That's what you get in Kellogg's All Brand. Reliability.
Dr. Pennybank was dead, all right. 2 bullets through the chest had taken care of that. That car, the one that pulled away from the back, one of the brand new compact models in a dark green, at least I'd seen that much. But as for license number, or whoever was in it, why hadn't I really taken a good look at it? What I did take a good look at, though, was Pennybank's laboratory in a wing at the far end of the hall. The laboratory was alive, with more varieties of bugs and beetles, butterflies and moths, roaches, spiders, and scorpions that I'd never seen before. They were in little clear plastic cages, row after row of them, all about the sides of the room, piled up sometimes 10, 12, 15 high, neatly in groups of each kind. And all the insects were alive. There were sacks and boxes, even a small refrigerator full of 1,000 different kinds of food for them. And the sound as they scratched, or walked, or fluttered, or simply rubbed their wings together. Well, it was a strange sound, and I felt strangely uncomfortable. Some of them, especially the moths and some of the spiders, were very beautiful. On one of the tiny cages, I saw the word the doctor had used. Latrodectus. And under it, the words, Black Widow. That cage was empty. Well, so much for spiders. I had a gunshot murder on my hands. I started toward the telephone in the hall to put in a call to the police when I heard heavy footsteps outside the front door, which I'd closed but not locked. The steps sounded cautious. I drew my gun, slipped to one side to be in back of the door if it was opened. And through the frosted glass, I could see the shadow of a man. Then, as he gently pushed open the door, I rushed him.
Okay, brother. Oh, you don't. Get the gun out of my hand, will you?
Just hold it there, officer.
Who are you?
I'm sorry about the rough stuff, officer. I thought you were his killer, coming back to make sure he'd done the job right.
Killer? What are you talking about? Who are you?
Here, you better see my credentials.
Yeah.
I'm Johnny Dollar, special investigator. Here.
Okay. So it looks okay, but don't you know better than to jump a cop?
Well, I'll tell you
What
this.
was that crack about a killer?
Look for yourself, over there.
What?
And here. You better have your gun.
$8. That's Dr. Pennybank.
That's right.
Dead?
Dead.
Well, I guess that means only one thing.
You think you know who might have done it?
Yes, sir. In other words, now it's my turn. That's right, Dollar, whatever your name is. Now, you and me are going to take a little ride into headquarters.
I suppose I couldn't blame him. Officer Folland, I mean. But at headquarters, where my prints and identification were thoroughly looked into, he ended up apologizing to me. Meanwhile, a lab crew went out and took a look at Dr. Pennybank's body, and then hauled it in for the autopsy required by law. The first report stated only that he'd been killed instantly at close range with a .25 caliber Colt automatic. No clues whatsoever to his killer.
And he kept very much to himself, Dollar.
Well, now, Sergeant.
We found that out when he asked us to have somebody check in on him now and then if there was anything unusual around. You know, like Officer Folland saw your car parked out front.
I see.
Only traces of anybody else that we could find.
Yeah?
Some things belonging to the cleaning woman who used to go in once a week, and some clothing and stuff that belongs to his niece.
Clara Benson.
Yes, sir, that pretty young widow. She used to drop in on him, cook him a good meal, spend the night now and then.
Do you have her address?
Yes, sir. We're trying to get in touch with her now, tell her the bad news.
Only I'd taken a really good look at the car that pulled away when I got there.
Well, it's too bad you didn't, because your description could fit at least a couple of thousand cars here in the Philadelphia area. What I'd like to find is that little gun that was used. But, of course, unless we do, and it has some prints on it.
One of his belt loops was torn, as though a keychain had been ripped off.
No sign of any keychain, Dollar. The boys went over the place, even that crazy laboratory with a fine-tooth comb.
Tell me, Sergeant, have you checked on that cleaning woman you mentioned?
She's been laid up in the hospital the past couple of weeks. Still is.
Well, that lets her out.
Yeah. No, she freely admitted she was fed up with that cantankerous old crackpot and all these bugs, same as anybody else in his right mind would be. But, Dollar, she's in the clear. Hey, those bugs. Millions of them.
Latrodectus.
What, sir?
For protection, he'd said.
What did you say?
Latrodectus. And, Sergeant, it's suddenly given me a really wild hunch.
Like what?
Just give me an address, and I'll see you later.
This is Arthur Godfrey. Many people ask me questions about cancer. Well, knowing the correct answers to some of these questions could actually help you save your life. I want you to get in touch with your unit of the American Cancer Society and get a free booklet of life-saving facts. And I want you to do something else to help conquer cancer. And research can do that if all of us will help. We have to dig down deep. When an American Cancer Society volunteer, someone you know perhaps, calls on you, be sure you give generously.
Thank you, Arthur. For that free booklet of life-saving facts, write or phone your unit of the American Cancer Society. And as Arthur Godfrey suggested, to help conquer the disease, give generously when an American Cancer Society volunteer, your neighbor, calls on you.
The lovely young widow, Clara Benson, there at her modest little apartment, was just exactly that. Lovely. Tall, black-haired, with a complexion that other girls can only dream about. A very plain, black sheath dress couldn't hide her beautiful figure. The kind you don't write home about. Although obviously upset, she controlled herself well. But her dark eyes were red from weeping.
Yes, Mr. Dollar, the policeman came and told me all about it. Why does a terrible thing like this have to happen to a nice, fine old man like Uncle Eustace?
I wish I knew.
And he wasn't senile or any of those other things people said. He was just trying to prove he was still a great scientist.
And you have no idea who might have done it, Clara?
Oh, no, Johnny. May I call you Johnny?
I wish you would.
Thank you. No, I don't see how anyone could have murdered him. What if it was a little peculiar that his whole life was wrapped up in all those bugs and things, that he spent all his time and money on them? Was he doing any harm to anyone?
Well, from what he told me, Clara, your uncle seemed to think he was on the track of something very important, something worth a great deal of money.
What was it, Johnny?
You don't know?
Oh, I understood that some of the men who came to see him now and then wanted to give him money for the reports he kept hidden away.
What men? Do you know who they were?
Just people who came to see him.
Reports hidden away, hidden where?
I don't know, Johnny. I don't care.
Did any of the people that you mentioned ever approach you about these important papers.
Me? Why should they?
That is your car I saw out front, isn't it?
Yes, that poor, dear old beat-up. Oh, no, Johnny.
What?
The policeman told me about the car you saw. Surely you didn't think it could have been mine, that I could possibly... Oh, no. Do I look like the kind who could... Oh, no, that's a horrible thought. How dare you think that? Oh, I'm sorry, Johnny, but I'm so upset. And I feel so alone. First it was Ralph, my husband, and now my uncle, and I'm sorry.
Now, how did your husband die, Clara?
Some awful hit-and-run driver. They never did find out. And, Johnny, I'm so alone now.
If I knew where he'd hidden those papers, I wonder if there'd be any key to this whole thing.
I don't know, but how could they? Where could they be?
Well, maybe if I can get out this way and tomorrow, maybe I'll kind of look around his house again.
Tomorrow?
I left my bag in at the Bellevue Stratford in town.
I will see you again, won't I, Johnny?
Sure. And now things were adding up. Item, cui bono. Who benefits? Apparently none but this beautiful, black-haired young widow. Item, who did kill her husband? But we better let that one pass. Yet the gun that killed the doctor was .25 caliber. A woman's gun? Could be. Item, those valuable papers. The doctor had mentioned a safe, possibly a wall safe. So what about the keys that were taken from his body? Item, latrodectus. Black widow. Pennybank had said for protection. And then another hunch. Somehow I didn't feel that shoddy, beat-up old car went with Clara's personality. It was getting late, but I started hunting up nearby used car lots, and luck was with me. At my third stop, I found the dealer who'd sold her that old wreck. And when? That very afternoon.
Oh, mister, why she'd trade in this nice new green compact here for that old thing is beyond me. But why she'd complain with what
Now, that cinched it for me. I drove on back to Clara's apartment, and as I fully expected, she wasn't there. I tore on out to her uncle's home. It was after dark now, but I parked well over a block away and approached the place quietly. Under one of the drawn shades, I could see there was a light on somewhere inside. The front door, as I thought it might be, was locked, but I managed to jimmy a window in the laboratory wing. Inside, nothing but the sounds of the insects. Carefully feeling my way, trying to remember the layout of the house from prowling around in the afternoon, I looked for the source of the light. It was coming from the kitchen. And as I approached it through the hallway, at the far side I could see a door, an open door, leading down to a lighted basement. And below, I could hear the ring of keys against metal, the turning of a lock. The wall safe. I could hear it clank open. And then, gun in hand, as I was about to sneak on down the stairs. Clara!
No, take it away! Take it away from me! Get away! Get away! Oh, no! Oh, no!
Clara! But by the time I could reach her side and beat them away, she had fallen unconscious. She'd been struck by tens, by scores of them, on her hands, on her arms, struck down by the beautiful, deadly protectors of that safe. Latrodectus. Black widows. Clara died within minutes, before I could possibly get help. And the papers she'd killed her uncle to obtain? Nothing. Nothing but the confused scribblings of a demented old man. Expense account total, including the trip back to Hartford, $111.35. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, one of the toughest gangs I ever had to deal with. A gang of kids, a rat pack. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Reddick, is written by Jack Johnstone, produced and directed by Bruno Zerato Jr. Musical supervision by Ethel Huber. Heard in our cast were Lawson Zerby as Dr. Pennybank, Elaine Rost as Clara Benson, Robert Dryden as Harry Branson, Ralph Bell as the police sergeant, and Jack Grimes as Officer Folland. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Art Hanna speaking. This is the CBS Radio Network.
Johnny Dollar.
Hi, Johnny. This is Earl Foreman.
Earl.
You know, Tri-State Life and Casualty.
Sure, in dear old Los Angeles, California.
No.
I should say West Los Angeles.
No, sir.
Only I thought you'd given up the insurance business to retire out there in the Golden West.
No more,
That you were going to
Johnny.
do nothing but laze around in that California sunshine, maybe play a little golf. Hey, wait a minute. I hear you throw in a no somewhere along the line there?
You sure did.
No to what?
California.
Huh?
I mean that Mike, my darling wife, and I are back home in Florida again.
No kidding.
No kidding. Right back here in Sarasota.
I'll be darned. When'd that happen?
A couple of months ago. And by way of keeping out of mischief, I've taken over the Tri-State office again.
Oh, I get it. You're back to your old habit of putting in a pitch for me to get on down there and do some fishing with you.
Maybe, among other things.
Other things like what?
Like insurance investigation. What else? How's your musical ear?
Well, I think I can tell the difference between a fiddle and a bass drum, if that's any help.
It may be, Johnny. It may be.
What's up, Earl?
As long as the company will pay your expenses, why don't you come on down here and see?
Okay. Why not?
The CBS Radio Network brings you Mandel Kramer in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator,
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Tri-State Life and Casualty Insurance Company office in Sarasota, Florida. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Fiddle Faddle matter. Expense account item 1, 7940 taxi out to Bradley Field and a plane heading south. The flight was quick and easy, and by early afternoon I was in the office at 1306 Main Street that Earl shares with another old friend of mine, Don Boomhauer, a prominent real estate operator.
Don't let Earl kid you for 1 minute, Johnny.
What do you mean by that, Don?
Only real reason he wants you down here is to go fishing with him. And maybe in the hopes he can get you to settle down here, which wouldn't be such a bad idea, Johnny.
Now, stop making with the pitch, Don. You dig up Earl for me so I can get to work on his insurance problem.
Well, I tried.
And you did very well. Tell me, do you know anything about why he wants me down here?
I told you.
No, I mean about the job he has for me.
Oh, that. Well, Johnny, it's probably the most unimportant case anybody ever handed you. Did you ever hear of Mr. Joseph R. Tetrick?
Nope, never heard of him.
Real big in oil and steel and copper a while back. Came down here to retire. Built himself a big house at the north end of St. Armand's Key, really on Lido Shores.
And?
Well, that house of his includes an air-conditioned walk-in vault big enough for the average bank. And why?
Why?
It's to keep his collection of fiddles in.
Collection of fiddles?
That's right, violins. Fine, rare violins.
Oh, you must be quite a musician.
Nope, doesn't know a hemisemidemiquaver from a G-string.
What'd you say?
I wouldn't know the difference myself, Johnny, so don't ask. But that collection is his one pride and joy in life. A couple of genuine Strads. You've heard of a Stradivarius, haven't you?
And everybody?
Plus one called an Amati and a Paganini or a Pagliacci or whatever it is, and a Guianarius. And oh, boy, that collection must be worth hundreds of thousands, Johnny.
Well, what's happened?
Well, now, the one he cares about most is was a Bisiac.
Never heard of that one.
Well, now, apparently this man Bisiak over in Italy, and not too long ago at that, made a whole raft of real good fiddles, worth $1,000, $2,000 a piece.
Mm-hmm. I'll take your word for it.
But this one, they call it the Canary on account of its almost yellow color. Unlike the others he made, this one, the one Tetrick had, was just about the finest that he ever... Well, anyhow, Earl insured it for $10,000.
Get to the point, Don.
Well, like he always does every couple of months, and I mean with all those good fiddles, Tetrick took the Bisiak to a fiddle maker for a kind of a checkup, just to make sure it was still strung up properly and okay and all,
Well, you say that he doesn't play himself.
No, not a note, sweeter, sir.
Seems like an awful waste.
Yes, I know. It's a waste of all of them. But anyhow, he took the Bisiak to this man for his regular checkup.
Took it to whom, Don?
He's an old Italian named of Antonio DiPolito. And he's been down here over a year now, has his little shop at the end of Palm Avenue.
DiPolito?
Yeah, DiPolito. Anyhow, he took the fiddle to him yesterday, and this morning early, the police found the place broken into, old man DiPolito on the floor, still out from a bang on the head, and of course, that Bisiak fiddle was gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have the police any leads on who got into that shop and how?
Nary a one, Johnny. But, now, about 2 hours ago, Tetrick called Earl up on the phone and told him to hop on out to his home on the Key, that he was certain he had the answer to the whole thing.
That's where Earl is now, huh?
Yes. And if you ask me, if Tetrick does know who did it, you've wasted your time coming down here.
And I better try calling Earl at the Tetrick place. You mind if I use his phone?
Wait a minute. Hold everything, Johnny. Don't bother. He's just parked his car out front.
Oh, good. What's the matter with him?
Oh, yes. He does look kind of funny, doesn't he? Hi, Earl. How are you?
I should say, what's all the gloom about?
Well, hi, Johnny. I'm glad you got down here so fast. Tell me, Earl, did old man Tetrick really know who took his fiddle and how and why, like he said he did on the phone? I guess he must have done.
Must have?
Yes, Johnny. By the time I got out there to his place, Tetrick was dead. No, murdered.
Take a thirsty man and serve him 7-Up. When he wants a fresh, clean taste, just serve him 7-Up. Noon or night, 7-Up is right. A quick, refreshing lift, we're thirsty now. But we won't be thirsty long. 7-Up.
And a thirsty man can tell you outside eating takes on extra pleasure when you serve 7-Up. It can be hot dogs on the grill, hamburgers on the broiler, or charcoal cooking that's really extra fancy. 7-Up just plain makes them all taste better. That's because 7-Up sharpens up your taste buds. Trout fresh from a stream, backyard barbecue, picnic at the beach. 7-Up is the greatest outdoor eating companion you can take along. So pure and wholesome, everyone can enjoy it, regardless of age. When you're planning a cookout, include plenty of 7-Up. Fresh up with 7-Up.
By the time Earl Pullman got back to his office to tell us about the murder of Joseph Tetrick, the Sarasota police had arrived there and a full-scale investigation was underway. Results so far, nothing. Apparently someone Tetrick knew had gone to see him. There were no signs of the house having been broken into. He'd let them in himself and got slugged to death with just one blow with a heavy crystal ashtray. But the police had found no fingerprints, no clues of any kind, not yet.
So if you want to go on over there and talk with the police, well, it might be a good idea, Johnny.
Yeah, I suppose so. Don, Earl, either of you have an extra car I can use for a while?
Oh, sure, Johnny, sure. Here, take these keys. It's the light tan job out in the back there.
Thanks, Don.
Oh, better still, I'll drive you over there, Johnny.
No, Earl. To where I'm going, I think I'd rather go alone. The little shop of Antonio DiPolito, there at the end of Palm Avenue, was just that. Little and dirty and thoroughly cluttered with the tools of his trade. In the dusty fly-specked window, he had half a dozen or so dark brown, cheap violins in a stack of fiber cases. Inside, on a couple of shelves serving as a counter, was the usual stock of strings, rosins, mutes, and so on. Mr. DiPolito sat behind his workbench, a bandage around his head, concentrating on a refinishing job on the fiddle in his lap. Now, let me say again that I'm no expert, but it did strike me that he was doing a rather good job with the varnish that he so carefully, painstakingly applied.
He's a kid. He's a crazy kid.
The body of the violin took on a sort of old-world patina under his expert hand.
These are children. They get us so careless. They drop the violin to make it a crack in the belly.
That's a good violin, Mr. DiPolito?
It's maybe $150, $250, but it's too good for the kid. He don't take care of him. So I got to fix up. Put on the varnish. Then he's to look like a $500.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Yeah. Now I'm hang it up to here. And it'll dry. Yeah. And now, what am I going to do for you, mister?
I'm an insurance investigator, Mr. DiPolito.
Oh. Oh, yes. It's a terrible thing. Yes, that happened last night. The Beesiac, the beautiful, beautiful canary Beesiac.
I call it canary because of its color, I understand.
Yeah.
Because it had sort of a yellowish cast to it, hmm?
And because of the way it could sing like only the most beautiful violin of a master can sing. Only my own boy, my young Antonio. Yeah, but now the violin is gone. Mamma mia. What a terrible thing.
You want to tell me what happened to the Beesiac?
I was working on it, Mr.
Dollar, Johnny Dollar.
See, I was alone. It was very late. And because it was the beautiful Beesiac, and pulled down the shades in at the front, I locked the door, just like I'm going to tell the police, so that nobody would have seen you, it's so late.
Yes?
And I'm, I guess I fall asleep. And then I'm going to wake up, because I'm hearing somebody in behind me.
Could you see who it was?
By the time I'm turning my head, he's a hit to me, and a hit to me. I want to know it. Only is daylight. And I'm going to see the police when he's a bang-bang on the front door, so I'm going to let him in.
Well, the door was still locked then?
Yes.
And he'd come up behind you?
Yes. From the window in the back room.
Mm-hmm.
Come, I'm going to show you where he's a break open at the window while I'm asleep.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Now, here. You see where he cut the glass? Where he make it the hole to reach in and lock the window?
He used a glass cutter and probably some tape to keep the glass from falling and waking you.
That's what the police says.
Looks like the work of an amateur, though.
Why you say that, Mr. Dollar?
Well, you see, instead of a clean, round stroke with a glass cutter, he made a whole flock of straight scratches with it. You see?
Huh?
You feel that?
Yeah.
The kind of clumsy grooves that he cut?
See, senor. But he's thinking he hit me.
Now, Mr. DiPolito.
Yes?
Like I've said a couple of times now, I don't know very much about these things. But you tell me, where could a fine violin like that, where would a person be able to buy one?
Well, Beesiac.
I mean, surely a little place like this of yours wouldn't sell them.
Oh, no.
At least if those you have in the window are any sample of the stock you'd carry.
Oh, no. Fine violin is like a fine jewel.
That's exactly what I'm thinking of. And it's a lot more conspicuous. So whoever stole a thing like the Beesiac would either have to hide it away for years or get rid of it immediately before the alarm was out.
The only place I know of that would handle a fine violin.
Oh.
Yeah, I kind of thought you might be coming over here. Feeling any better, DiPolito?
Thank you, Mr. Pullman.
Good. The only place I know of that would trade in a fiddle like the Beesiac and those Strads and the rest, well, as a matter of fact, that's where old Tetrick got all his violins.
Where, Earl?
The famous Wurlitzer collection up in Chicago.
Sure?
I could be wrong, but the way I understand it, practically all the great violins in the world have passed through their hands.
Okay, then. I'm on expense account, right?
Well, of course, but Johnny, what just happened to Mr. Tetrick is far more important than the fiddle right now.
Or is the fiddle the key to that murder?
Murder?
I'll leave Don's car here.
Huh?
That is, if you'll drive me out to the airport. Item 2 is $79.05, plane fare to Chicago. I had a late dinner and spent the night at the Blackstone Hotel. That's item 3. Call it $15 even.
In the morning, within 5 minutes of the time they opened for business, I was talking with one of the experts at the Wurlitzer collection.
Well, of course, Mr. Dollar will immediately notify every one of our branches, too, New York, Los Angeles, and so on, to be on watch for that Bisiak.
Good.
And, of course, we'll let you know right away if it shows up. Beyond that, however, I don't know what we can do.
Well, I'm afraid I don't either.
Terrible shame if it's got into the wrong hands. Only a true artist could do justice to that violin, but then, of course, no such artist would dare to use it.
Why you say that?
Well, because it's now known to be stolen, too easily identified because of its unique, almost yellow color.
Oh, I see.
Poor Emil will be heartbroken when he learns of this.
Emil?
Emil Victor, who once owned it, played it in concerts all over the world before he brought it to us, and we sold it to Mr. Tetrick.
Tell me, why did this Emil Victor ever sell it?
Oh, you didn't know? Tragic accident to his hands that also left him blind?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I didn't know. Matter of fact, I'm afraid that I never even heard of Mr. Emil. Wait a minute.
Yeah?
That name, of course.
Emil?
No. Oh, son of a gun, I knew that name had rung a bell.
Oh, who's Mr. Dollar?
How stupid can I be?
I'm afraid I don't.
Listen, Emil Victor played that Bisiak for years.
Oh, 15 or 20 at least.
All right, then blind or not, he'd recognize it immediately if he heard it.
But I thought you just said Emil's was not the name that rang a bell, so to speak.
Don't you worry about that. Just tell me where I can find this Emil Victor and get me a list of concert bookings anywhere in this country.
Concert bookings? Now, I don't understand.
You will when I recover that Bisiak.
Who did it? How did they do it? What in the world did they do? Who put the man in menthol smoking? Alpine, that's who.
Alpine always tastes rich, never smokes rough. Try Alpine filter cigarettes.
Who put the man in menthol smoking? Alpine, that's who. Who? Alpine, that's who. Nice.
Item 4 is $4.20 for a couple of phone calls to Earl Pullman. Yes, the man I was now looking for had been in Sarasota on a brief stopover before resuming a concert tour. Okay, now, with the help of the concert schedule, I knew where he was going to play next. That very night, as a matter of fact. Item 5, $1.90 for a cab to the flat where the once famous violinist, poor, blind, old Emil Victor lived. I told him about my suspicions, of what I planned to do with his help.
But I cannot believe it, Mr. Dollar, that a fine young musician could... and that his own father... And perhaps he didn't know what he was saying.
Because of that bang in the head? Who really knows how hard he was hit? Maybe that wallop on the head was faked.
But if he was unconscious the rest of the night...
Well, that's what he says. Who can prove otherwise? Look, he distinctly told me the shades were down so that no one could see him working on the Bisiak.
I see.
Yet later he told me that when he came to, he could see the cop, could see him outside knocking on the door.
Mr. Dollar...
Now, one of those statements is false. But I really deserve a kick in the pants because of those scratches, because I didn't get wise to them right then and there.
Scratches, Mr. Dollar?
Yes, from a glass cutter on the window in the back of the shop to make it look like that was the way somebody had got in there. But don't you see, I could feel them. I could feel the grooves there with my fingernail on the inside of that window.
But that only proves...
And another thing. Now, I don't know how much the old man knows about fixing fiddles. But when it comes to refinishing them, he is great. That much I saw for myself. Refinish, recolor, call it whatever you like. But my biggest boner was in failing to pick up the cue when he was talking about the Bisiak.
What do you mean?
He said, if only my own boy, my young Antonio. Don't you see what he was trying to get across? Was if only his own boy could play a fiddle like that. He tried to plant the idea that the boy never would.
But, Mr. Dollar...
Let's go, Mr. Victor.
But don't you see, if it was as you suspect, if the boy, if young Antonio does have it, if his father did change the color...
That's exactly what I'm betting on.
But then who could prove it's the Canary Bisiak?
Are you kidding? You.
Me?
Come on. We got to get to a plane to that concert in El Paso tonight.
Item 6, 172.50, taxi to the airport, then plane fares for the two of us to Fort Worth and a hop westward to El Paso. There, thanks to a captain of police, our tickets for the symphony concert cost us nothing because, yes, the soloist for the evening was young Antonio DiPolito. I'll say this for him. The short, dark, intense-looking kid could really play beautifully on the rather reddish-brown-colored violin that he used. Well, I knew.
Yes, Mr. Gould. It is the Biziak. I'm sure.
Absolutely sure?
How could I be mistaken when that instrument of heaven was my own for so many years?
Okay.
Would a father not recognize his own child? And I tell you, the Biziak was far closer to me than a child could ever be. It was a part of me, as much as my own hands and mind and spirit are a part of me. From the first note that young Antonio played, I knew it was the Biziak.
Good.
Even though it does not quite sound the same as it did.
What do you mean?
Because of the varnish he must have used, the old man, to change the color.
Mm-hmm.
There is a dryness to the tone that was not there before. It is just as robust, as commanding in its tone as ever. Yet there is a dryness, too, that only I would hear. But it is the Biziak, the Canary Biziak. Of that there can be no question.
Okay, then come on. We'll pick up the police and wait for him in his dressing room. After the concert was finished, there in the dressing room when he was faced with the facts as I now knew them, temperamental young Antonio screamed and fought like a tiger. Literally had to be held down by the police. But then when the old master Emil tore into him and really put his heart in it, the kid broke down and confessed. Not only to theft of the fiddle with his father's help, but to the murder of Mr. Tetrick. It seems that Tetrick had called him in to tell him that he suspected him. And when Tetrick picked up the phone and called Earl Pullman, Tony struck him down and killed him.
That's all I've told you. I've told you everything. So you can take me away. You can kill me, too. But he deserves to die.
Did he, Tony?
Keeping such a priceless instrument locked up in a vault. It had to be played and played and played as only a true artist like me can play it. To thrill an audience with the warmth and color and sound that only I, Antonio, can bring from anything I touch. And now, thanks to you, I shall play no more.
No?
All this talent of mine, this matchless technique wasted. All the years that my father spent working, begging, even stealing so that I could study. And the hours of days and years of practice that I spent developing this wonderful gift that I have wasted.
Is it?
But it's the world that loses. Never again will an audience be able to feel the outpouring of my soul in the music of my violin. Without an audience to feel the power of my every note, I shall play no more.
Why not, Tony?
What?
Well, if an audience is all you need, seems to me that where you're going, you can be pretty sure of a captive one. So, from here on out, it's up to the courts. And that means for his father, too. You know, I wonder if the Tetrick estate will put the priceless fiddles in that collection in the hands of musicians where they can be used and appreciated. I hope so. Expense account total, including back to Chicago with Emil Victor and a trip home. That is after a few days of fishing with Earl Pullman back in Sarasota. $681.80. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
If you ever suffer a touch of arthritis or rheumatism and you've never tried Mentholatum Deep Heating Rub, you can't know how good its deep heating action can make you feel. As you massage it into painful areas, you feel its deep heating action. You know relief is on its way. Mentholatum Deep Heating Rub is an extra strong combination of active ingredients for safe, temporary relief of minor arthritic rheumatic pain. Use greaseless, stainless Mentholatum Deep Heating Rub often. Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, the old-fashioned murder matter. As if there was anything new-fashioned about it. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, is written by Jack Johnstone, produced and directed by Bruno Zerato Jr., musical supervision by Ethel Huber. Johnny Dollar is played by Mandel Kramer. Also heard in our cast were Santos Ortega as Dipolito, Leon Janney as Emil Victor, Richard Holland as Tony, Frank Behrens as Don Boomauer, Sam Gray as Earl Foreman, and Bill Lipton as the violin expert. Be sure to join us next week, same time, same station, for another exciting story of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Art Hanna speaking. First word in speed, the last for accuracy, expanded CBS News on the CBS Radio Network.
Once there was a smoker, an ordinary cigarette smoker. He was neither happy nor unhappy about his cigarette. Then one day he tried a Salem cigarette. Because he heard that Salem refreshes your taste. He soon learned that Salem does refresh your taste. So softly, so gently, that when you take a puff, it's springtime. And Salem is menthol fresh, with rich tobacco taste, and a modern filter, too. And air softens every puff. Now he is a Salem smoker, and very happy.
CBS Radio.